Welcome back to the Kusogrande Invitational. We're into week 9 of our 16-player double elimination bracket, and we've got all losers bracket matches for you tonight. So everyone you see racing tonight is going to be fighting for their invitational lives. We're going to be starting off with a match that determines who makes it into the top 6. It'll be the last slot up for grabs in the top 6. And then after that, we'll have 2 more matches to go through to determine who winds up in the losers semifinal. So we've got some exciting matches for you tonight featuring Dana, Mike Uyama, ProtonJon, Smite, and the winner of Dana and Mike Uyama versus Phi Zoo. Right now, I've got Brosentia hanging out with me. Brosentia, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, Railcoon?
I'm doing pretty well. I just realized that I still have announcements to do, so we'll come back to that in a moment. This Saturday, we've got Lost Levels at 2 p.m. Eastern. We've got Tree Fort this Sunday featuring Cadence of Hyrule at 3 p.m. Eastern. The Frame Fatale Games list comes out 18th of July. And we are going to have a randomizer week, September 15th through 20th. So make sure you tune in for all of that. But let's go back to Brosentia. Brosentia, you still doing all right? Nothing changed.
No, I'm terrible now.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, Railcoon. There's so much. It's okay. I'll live. Okay, I'm just calming down. Well, luckily, Phi Zoo's here joining me because we have a special game for you. He's played a little bit of this. He did not choose this. It was just me who chose it because he will be facing the winner of this match in his future match. So we wanted to get some opinions from him as this game is being played. Now, the game that... Oh, yeah. Hi, Phi Zoo.
Hello. You introduced me. I thought I should say hi.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you saying hi. Well, I do want everybody to know that Kusogrande is a bad video game tournament. For this match, we have both Dana and Mike battling it out in a game, trying to make as much progress as they can in 1 hour. And the game for today is going to be Daffy Duck in Hollywood for the Sega Master System. Now, I know that they have plenty of experience in old games. Dana is a Commodore 64 person who absolutely loves those old consoles. Mike tends to be a Genesis fan. Neither of them are really too experienced when it comes to the Sega Master System.
Yeah, Mike was saying that he has basically almost all of them, and he's been going through them, just hadn't hit this one yet. So, it'll be interesting to see how this works out. And it's also kind of a team kill, because it's the last 2 GDQ staffers going against each other in the losers bracket. So
I love it.
So yeah. GDQ staff determined here. Huh?
Yeah, so we had 4 different teams going into this. These 2 are from the GDQ team, and we'll have to see which of these 2 manages to get through it. So the rules of this match are pretty straightforward. It'll be whoever makes the most progress in the game, and we're having them go in order 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. And of course, what we've got here, we have the difficulty screen. We are, of course, making them play on difficult because, what fun is medium? What fun is easy? No, go back, Mike. Yeah. No, stop it.
Yeah, I'm checking with the runners to see if they are good to go, because it looks like we will be starting shortly, but I have not gotten the confirmation from both of them.
We're just waiting for Dana now.
So I know a lot of the games that you pick, Brosentia, have been featured in past Kusograndes. Is this one you've used before, or is this a new one you're pulling out?
This is one I haven't used before, no. It's one that I discovered probably a couple weeks ago while I was searching for games. I had a streak of really good finds, and this one was up there. I'm excited.
Well, that answers the question I was going to ask then, because the other thing that you tend to inflict on people, give to people for Kusogrande, is stuff that you played in your childhood. But if you found this only a few weeks back, then I guess that this is something brand new to you as well.
It is pretty new to me, yeah. I like Daffy Duck games. This one's new. But you know what, Phi Zoo? It's time for me to do the countdown.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So everybody in chat, I want you to spam all of your ducks or anything that has to deal with the Wild West, because we are going to see a lot of the Wild West. And here we go. The countdown begins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There are quite a few ducks. Those are cute. Okay. So,
All right, Prasentia.
yes.
What is this game? Give me the quick rundown.
The
Horrible.
game is Momentum,
Horrible.
the video game.
Oh, one of those games. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a game over in the first minute or two. Because not only do you have pretty intense momentum, but Daffy Duck dies in one hit.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's rough.
Are there continues?
Continues are collectibles in the game. So, no, they start with 0 continues. They have to find continues if they want any hope. 3 lives, no continues.
Continues theoretically exist. We have yet
Yeah.
to see them.
I never saw any when I was playing. So at this point... Oh, yeah?
Sorry, I was just gonna say that's actually not too uncommon for Master System games to have the continues be collectibles. You just usually start with some number that's higher than 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So what they're really going to have to figure out, Mike taking a death right there, what they're going to have to figure out is how to make any progress whatsoever in this game. And that's a little bit harder than expected. So you see there's a barrier that when they walk to it, there's a finger that points back. That essentially is saying there's a missed objective. What they have to do is go find the 2 cowboy robots, shoot them with a bubble, and then collect that bubble. Once they do that,
that's further than I got in this game.
yeah, I think here's the deal. We did give them the manual, but the manual is extremely long and actually, I don't know. It's a little bit hard to read because it's in like 7 different languages on each page. So it's not the easiest to read. I'm glad that they thought of all the possible regions this could come out in, though.
So Dana shot one of the cowboy robots, and then he flew off screen, and it didn't look like the bubble was collected.
I
What do you
believe
do
that
when that
counts,
happens.
though. I believe it counts.
Yeah, because it looked like he used a power up of some kind.
Hey, it looks like Dana is through, so yes, it did count. He just collected a wand, which gives you a fairy. The fairy counts as 1 extra hit. That's really the only extra life that you have in this game. Luckily, as far as I can tell, it protects against everything except for death pits. Yeah, so we've got tangible progress so far. You know, I think that generally we give the players 30 seconds before the match starts to test the controls. That's why you see that they're going so slow. And by slow, I mean normal paced, because if you hold the attack button, you just zip across this game like none other. It's, I don't know if you've ever Railcoon, have you played Blues Brothers for NES?
No.
Ah, jeez. Okay, we need a speedrun of that sometime on this channel because it's so incredibly fast. Oh, maybe you can compare it to Bubsy. Bubsy momentum as well as the one-hit deaths. That's just about right.
Yeah, this does have some Bubsy similarities, which is not something I'm a big fan of. You know my feelings on Bubsy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
the
the...
for Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, back to the beginning.
So is the objective in general just to get these cowboys, or is that just this world as cowboys?
This
How often
world
does
is
the
just
objective change?
cowboys. I believe the objective does change whenever you run into a wall that says you can't progress. You have to go kill some enemies. So I believe there's always going to be robots. They're probably going to be different types of robots as it goes on. Honestly, I would be a little surprised if we see much past 1-3. Like, if we see past 2-3, I'll be shocked.
You're,
You know.
That's quite a difference. 1-3 and 2-3.
Well,
Or is the level order very peculiar?
let me think. No, it's not peculiar. No, it's a
Is-
very
is-
normal. I don't know.
is-
I'm
is-
impressed
is-
when anybody makes any progress. How about that?
Well, like I say, they've already made it further than I did in the time I spent playing this. So that's not a good sign for me in the third match. But yeah, I mean, it might be that what they need to kill on each level. I mean, I know that the cowboy robots popped up on the intro screen to this particular stage, so it might be cowboy robots here. The intro screen may be telling them what it is that they need to kill. But
Yeah, honestly, spending a little time and going back to the manual might help. I mean, Dana managed to make a little bit of progress here and get through the first little area. Mike still hasn't. Mike actually got a game over already. It's just going to be slow progress until they really figure out reliable ways to make jumps and not die. And Mike, that tornado, just bam!
yeah,
absolutely
the tornadoes are awful in this. They kind of move back and forth I couldn't work out in my brief time if it was a set pattern, but they do kind of seem to move slightly awkwardly. They sometimes move a little bit further than I expected. Yeah, this game has a lot of problems. I mean, it's kind of got the Bubsy thing where you've got a ridiculous amount of momentum and everything kills you in one hit.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a gun, which you think would help, except that it doesn't actually hurt or kill half of the enemies, like the cactuses and things like that, which are roaming around near the start of the level. I don't think it hurts them, and the same with the little rock things that shoot at you, and oh, this game is mean and cruel.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because cacti have spikes. You know, you can't exactly shoot a spike and get it into a bubble, right?
This is true. You have a point.
Yeah. As for the tornadoes, I'm not completely sure. Like, they're not as pointy. I mean,
it's very, very
They're
difficult.
moving.
They are
create
moving.
a lot of air pressure around though. It'd be hard to keep a bubble around it.
it's true, that
Yeah, it's-
vortex.
It's very, very difficult to create or to capture zones of pressure inside bubbles, specific zones of pressure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go... So this game is accurate when it comes to physics. That's what I'm understanding right now.
Yes, but meanwhile,
I wouldn't go that
robots,
far.
on the other hand, are not sharp or particularly high pressure, and therefore can easily be captured in bubbles.
Yeah, these are the dumbest robots.
Okay, I have the most
Exciting.
important question that we usually cover at about this point.
Sure.
Is there any lore?
You know what? Let me open up the manual, because there has to be lore.
This
Yeah,
is
I figure there's lore for this
Daffy-
game. And
It's a Daffy Duck game. There's going to be some sort of horrific reason why this exists.
Okay, let me go ahead and get to the story here. Missing awards. Famous movie director Yosemite Sam returns to his office to find it ransacked. I'm not sure why Yosemite Sam is directing movies right now, but that's his life. I guess post Looney Tunes life. His 12 Golden Cartoon Awards are missing from his safe. In the bottom of his safe is a ransom note from the mad Professor Duckbrain for $1 million. Yosemite Sam knows that the mad professor is hiding out somewhere in Hollywood, so rather than paying the ransom, he gives his old pal Daffy Duck a call. Daffy arrives in an instant and he tells Yosemite Sam not to worry. Yosemite Sam is not so sure. He asks Daffy what he's going to do when he meets the mad professor. Daffy smiles and whips out his trusted bubble gun. He's off to round up the mad Professor Duckbrain and his henchmen. That's like the most generic Looney Tunes plot I've ever heard in my life.
I absolutely want Professor Duckbrain to be Daffy Duck in a professor outfit. Like, that would be the most Looney Tunes outcome here.
I have to disagree loudly with Brosensha here. I think that this is some of the most important lore that we have ever had in Looney Tunes.
Well, I mean, they
Because
could have had
this-
Ludwig von Drake. He's so much better.
They could have had a lot of things, but this implies that Daffy Duck and Yosemite Sam are offset, they're friends, and that this is set after the Looney Tunes period, and Yosemite Sam has moved on. He's used his connections from
He's grown.
Looney Tunes. He's become a famous director. This is giving us a look at what happens outside of the cartoons and after the cartoons, and it really fleshes out the universe, I think. So I think this may be lore-wise possibly the most important of the Looney Tunes games.
I have an alternate lore theory for you. Are you ready for this?
Do tell, blow my mind.
Well, what if this is a Who Framed Roger Rabbit situation where outside of the show, Yosemite Sam is the director and he just stars in his own cartoon?
Oh my gosh! Wow, what a nerd!
I
I
That's
love
your
it.
take to that. A director
Yeah,
who
that-
also appears in things as a giant nerd.
Look, have you seen any M. Night Shyamalan movies? Yeah, he's a nerd.
I like how there was this slight intake of breath from Phi Zoo that, like, oh my god, I hadn't considered this, and then Bruce just interrupted with, what a nerd.
I mean, I was thinking that that was a very interesting take on the lore, but then not all directors. A lot of directors appear in their own things. Not all directors are M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, but okay, who else? Who else appeared
Thankfully.
in their own?
Peter Jackson was in Lord of the Rings.
He did Lord of the Rings. He's a nerd.
He's a giant nerd. This is a
Yeah.
fair point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There are quite a few, like, if you think of TV series directors, quite a few of the episodes of those are directed by the actors every now and then.
Yeah. Kate has the obvious example in chat, Mel Brooks.
Mel
Yes.
Brooks. He is pretty much a nerd. Like, I'm not really. You're not helping your case here.
What do I have to say, like Arnie or something like that, or will you follow that up with he's a nerd as well?
I mean, he was in Kindergarten Cop. He was kind of a nerd.
All right, well, so while we've been having the great nerd debate, I would just like to point out that Dana did finish that level and has moved on to the next one.
Oh,
Mike
and so
doing the
has
same
Mike.
thing
Mike has
right
just
now,
done it
so
now.
they're not too far apart, actually, because it doesn't seem like Dana's made a huge amount of progress at this point. It seems like this first section of this level is a lot more open than the previous level.
There was, I may have been wrong, but I thought while we were having the great nerd debate, I thought I saw a shop screen or something along those lines. Did I see that, Bro Censure, or am I going weird? Weirdo.
I was about to
what
correct you
screen?
there.
A shop. I thought that there was something where they could buy different types of bubbles or something.
I don't believe there is, but maybe you're right. I don't know.
Excellent. I'm seeing things.
Yeah, I never saw a shop when I was playing this. Okay,
Okay, I'm just going mad. That's fine.
let me scroll down here because
This
you.
section that Mike is in looks awful. One of the cowboy robots is here, but you got two of those tiny little rocks in the wall. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Those
The rocks
And there's a third one on the
horrible.
left as well. Like, how are you supposed to get up there, snipe the cowboy, and get out? Because now he's got to collect the cowboy without dying.
And those rocks
Okay.
are immune to bubbles because that's just how elements work in fantasy games and so on. Bubble is weak
Clearly
to
not
earth.
Pokemon rules, because rocks are weak to water in Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Dana made it through though, and Mike, I assume, is reading the manual because we just got to pause. And I mean, reading the manual is a pretty good strat sometimes.
It's rarely a bad idea. If you're at the point where you're thinking maybe I should look in the manual and check something, then you probably should. I mean, when you're given a game blind that you've never played before, you've got 1 hour to do as well as you want. If you're wondering about something and think it might be in the manual, or you're reminding yourself because you glanced through and saw it before, if it's what a particular power-up does or something, then yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Also, apparently he wasn't reading the manual. He was taking the time to type in chat that this game is not okay.
Well, that's also true.
That is also a very important thing because that helps you retain your sanity when you're playing these things.
Yeah, you gotta cool down a little bit. You know, step back, relax a bit.
And I can absolutely agree that this game is very not okay.
Oh, yeah. So I'm taking a look at the company that worked on this, by the way. It's Probe Software. They made other classics such as Batman Forever. They worked on Jelly Boy. It looks like Disney's Beauty and the Beast. They worked on a lot of games. One of the Bram Stoker's Dracula games.
They were a UK-based company, if I recall correctly.
I believe you're right. They became Acclaim Studios Limited, from what I can see.
Yes, that happened later on. I remember Probe from the early days. I remember playing a lot of Probe games. I don't remember which ones they were, but I remember the logo.
Yeah, so do I, and it kind of haunts me. It's like the LJN rainbow. Like, it's just, wow.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Infogrames, and we were going to have a discussion again.
Well, like, they also have issues.
Yeah, but they made some good games.
Oh, wait. Probe made Savage, which is objectively the best game in existence. So, never mind. Scratch that. They're fine. Probe Software is fine.
Dana has taken the time to type in his name in chat as which I think is also a very fitting, or not in chat, in the high score table. The two are basically the same thing. High score table is just chat for when you can't be bothered going into chat.
Now, the thing about this game, it actually looks fairly okay. Like, the graphics are easy to understand. I would say that the artist who worked on this actually did a pretty good job.
It's better than what we're used to seeing for Master System games. Like, graphics-wise, you know.
Yeah, for Master System, this isn't too bad. It's not great, but it's relatively inoffensive, except perhaps for the huge amount of orange and brown on the screen. It's almost like... Actually, yeah, with the amount of orange and blue in this game could have come out last year.
Change that to gunmetal brown, and that was, yeah, right in the middle of Gears of War age.
Wait. Okay.
What are you waiting about?
I don't know.
I mean, orange and blue has kind of been a color scheme that video game developers picked up on a while back, and film creators did a long time ago as well, but a lot of things you see at the moment will focus a lot on orange and blue, or variants thereof, like brown and blue, just because they're contrasting colors, and so it makes things pop and stand out. It's also really, really boring when every single game that comes out is orange and blue.
Alright, I have a question for you, Bro Sunshine.
Sure.
There, on my screen.
That's not a shop, that's a tally.
Oh, okay.
The score screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Carry on.
There seems to be some sort of power-up progression in this game. How does it work, or did you find out?
I think that it's just whatever bubble you collect last is the power-up that you've got at that point. Like, the manual does say, watch out and don't collect something you don't want. So I think that
sometimes when you pick up a power-up, it'll add a ×2 on top of it, and then it gets a little bit stronger, and I was curious if you figured out how that worked.
Maybe if you collect the same power-up multiple times, it gives you a more powerful weapon. Let me see if I can find anything in the manual here.
Yeah, Dana just got the ×2.
Aha!
So the official answer is you're not sure.
I have no idea.
We'll check to see.
I'm working on it.
That is pretty much the official answer of Kusogrande in general.
Yeah. Let's see. There is dual fire. There are homing bubbles. There's long range. Let's see. There's a Looney Tunes bomb that explodes. There's green slime that lets you fire in an arc. I found that helpful, at least in one place.
I had a terrifying idea just now.
Uh-oh.
So on the end level screen, it's tallying up things, and on the left, there's enough letters and spaces to spell out Daffy Duck.
It spells out...
What if you have to get all of the letters in order to get a continue?
I think that is. I think it'll give you extra lives per the manual. Also, you can get it by score. If you get a high enough score, you have to score 1 million, 5 million, 20 million, 50 million, or 90 million points in order to get an extra life.
Oh my god.
So we're expecting a lot of them then.
Oh, so many extra lives,
90 million for the last one that's a great meme.
Oh.
Well, Mike made it back to the second level and then immediately game overed again.
Oh no.
And it looks like Dana has forgotten how he beat the first level.
They are at least... I mean, they're getting through the first bit of the first level a lot faster now that they actually know what they're doing. Yeah, this game is still not okay.
It's
Even
really
when you
not.
have a vague idea of what you're doing.
That's okay. You just need 90 million points, Phi Zoo. That's all you need. So, yeah, just so everybody knows what's happening, Kusogrande is a bad video game tournament. This invitational has 16 people hand-picked to suffer through some of the worst games that you have seen. The goal, to get through as much of the game as they can in 1 hour. When the hour mark is up, then whoever has made the most progress at any given point during the match takes the victory. So even though the players are back to 1-1, their high mark is set on 1-2. Actually, Dana's on 1-2 right now, from what it looks like. Just so everybody knows as well, there's a full tournament going on over at my channel with 170 people. It's been fun and weird. Mostly weird.
Well, we do try to find... I mean, there's an art to finding decent bad games, which sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not, because they kind of need to be entertaining to watch and laugh at and poke at for an hour, but also unspeakably terrible, because we have to make the players suffer.
Oh yeah. Hey, Dana found another robot.
It is also worth mentioning that when you talk about the most progress, that can even come down to, did one player move 1 pixel further than the other one in the level that they were tied on?
Yeah, we've had to measure by pixels, and we've had a victory based off of 1 pixel in the past.
We have indeed.
Yeah, thank you, Swamp Thing, for the NES. That was special. Well, it looks like Mike is moving on to 1-2 as well. They're getting the hang of the first level. See, so, Phi Zoo, I said I would be surprised if we see somebody beat 1-3. Like, it still could happen, but this game is just so brutal.
I mean,
and they haven't even gotten 1 million points.
20 minutes in and they've made it partway through the second level, so beating 1-3 is possible. With a miracle, getting further is possible, for that matter.
How many levels in a world?
There are 3 levels per world, 6 worlds. So a total of 18 stages. We're seeing the second stage. We're not going to see very far into this.
That is far too much game. There should not be that much game here.
And you don't even start out with continues. I don't know if they're boss fights. Like, the manual doesn't say anything about them. I didn't make it that far. I don't know. Let them find out.
You're supposed to be my repository of all Daffy Duck and Hollywood knowledge, Percentia.
Look, this tournament's for me to laugh at people, okay? It's not for me to suffer. I'm here to make others suffer and just enjoy it, so I have no idea.
Yeah, we were a little bit disappointed that we didn't get you into the Invitational, Brosentia, because we really wanted to give you some horrible crap to play.
Then I'm like, just put Cadus in there.
Yeah. You were like, let's see if we can find. I'll do it if I have to, but let's see if we can find someone else instead.
Okay, you know what? Here's the deal. If we, for some reason, do this again, whatever. I'll put my name in there, and you can go ahead and get revenge.
Excellent.
We're putting that down.
Okay.
It's promise. Prosentia in the next invitational.
Sure. I invite myself. That's the way these things work.
That's kind of a funny thing that you weren't actually invited to your own invitational.
Dang it.
Wait, does that mean he should be here right now? Should I kick him out of the channel?
No. Welcome.
Well, if you weren't invited. That wasn't me.
Wait, did you kick me? Oh my gosh!
For those who are in the audience, Prosentia was just briefly removed from the call.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Alright,
I'm just gonna mute myself, and yeah, you can go ahead and do commentary today. I don't even care.
In all of this time...
Oh,
okay.
From
So,
our
Whoa.
producer right now.
Mike just finished 1-2, and I think Dana finishes right there as well.
Oh my
Both on
God.
to 1-3 at the same time. Oh, this is good. Like, here's the deal. Commentary here is mostly to be fun, but occasionally we actually need to pay attention to what's going on.
I mean,
Alright.
a lot of the time with a game like this, you're going to be seeing repetition because players are going to die. They're going to be redoing 1-1 and 1-2 again. But then they will make progress, and then we get to actually commentate.
Oh yeah, I'm so scatterbrained anyway. Like, you just
How-
have to pull me back to the game every once in a while.
How far into this did you get, Prosentia?
Not this far.
Okay, so we are beyond the scope of your knowledge here. Got it.
Look, hey, I have a lovely site. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's Game FAQs.
Oh god.
And let me pull this up and see what it says about. Ow! Ooh, sorry, I just pinched my finger with a
Yeah,
giant
good.
clip.
That's-
Okay,
I was really
that's-
confused why you just said "ow, ooh, ooh, ooh" while looking up a
That-
game fact.
because I put it.
That's karma for him going to GameFAQs.
Okay, let's see.
Honestly, he has the temerity to not even suffer through this himself.
The stage has a robot cowboy. There is bounty to collect there with a bubble with a green letter in it, 3 gold coins, 2 diamonds, and a magic wand, as well as a golden cartoon movie award, which I guess you're supposed to get. I don't think there's a boss. I don't see
Do they-
anything about a boss.
I'm curious now. Is the Golden Movie Award the thing that you get at the end of 1-3, or is it something that you have to find throughout the level? And they may wind up getting railroaded by that. We'll find out, I suppose.
Well, if this game makes sense, I would assume it's a collectible you get at the end of the level, but there's no
Yeah.
guarantees this game makes sense.
This is Kusogrande, so sense is optional, unfortunately. As you can tell by the fact that we have Prosentia here commentating.
Oh my gosh. So, as far as I can tell, there was actually a Golden Cartoon Movie Award at the end of 1-2 as well.
Oh, really?
Which they may have collected. I think they did. Right before being able to leave the stage. Yeah, there's not going to be a boss. They're just robot cowboys. That's all. That's the boss. Yeehaw.
I'm looking forward to seeing what types of enemies they have to hunt down in the next world.
I mean, the next world will hopefully not be a deserty, cactusy level, so I'm hoping they get that far. Although I will say that a robot cowboy would be quite a good boss in any other video game, but here they are one of the very few, very rare enemies you can actually kill.
Well, thank goodness, because you have to.
That bit that Mike is on looks horrific.
How do you
You've
jump
got-
over that? How?
Yeah,
Oh, no. Okay, he made it.
You've got a cactus spike block. Wow, was that?
I think that's it.
But yeah, the cactus spike block and the horrible little rock shooty thing there.
You know,
What was that?
I'm just gonna
What's that
say
1-3?
the deserty cactus area makes sense, given that this is supposed to be in the Hollywood area. It could just be, you know, like off in Death Valley, you know?
Well, I assumed that it was like a Hollywood set. Ah, the ducks assist. Okay, so stage 2 is horror.
Oh, it's so scary.
Oh no.
Apparently complete with foreground elements that block your view.
Why? Why?
There were a couple of those in the first level, but yeah, not many.
Yeah, not this many.
Okay.
And there was an enemy hiding behind that grave.
Yes.
Oh, this is. I think this is where the game is going to become decidedly not okay.
Oh, it's
that
never
was-
been okay. Is that?
That was a ghost just spawning out in the middle of nowhere. Actually, I think that was the enemy. Oh no, that was a zombie that came out of the ground next to the grave. But okay, so on this level, we just have enemies appearing from out of the middle of nowhere, apparently.
Oh no.
Wow.
The real question with games like this is, Mike has gotten past the first world, but when he inevitably game overs here,
What the?
will he remember how he did it?
We will
I
find
don't
out.
think so. I think he had 2 million points though. Pretty good.
But not enough for a continue.
Yeah. Well,
Did you say the first extra life happens at
Or a
1 million?
life.
yeah, 1 million is the first extra life.
Well, Dana is now moving on to 2-1 as well, so we will see
Ooh.
if Dana can make it further than Mike did.
If Dana can get past the ghost, then that for sure is a lead change.
Yep. I mean, we are only halfway through the match at this point. There are 30 minutes remaining, or 29 minutes and some seconds. So there's still plenty of time, but it's going to be interesting to see if Dana can snag the lead here.
I remember you predicting 2-1 as the mark before this match started, so
Well, he predicted 1-3 and then randomly predicted 2-3 at the same time. So-
Well, no, I predicted 1-3 as that'll be impressive, and 2-3 as that'll be shocking.
Oh, okay.
So right now I'm in the impressed mode. You know, we're half an hour in. I'm impressed.
I mean, they've made it further than either of us did.
Yeah. Well, that's not too hard to do. I mean, it took them half an hour.
I played for a sixth of the time that they did, so I'd have been really impressed if I'd made it this far in 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Dana killed the ghost and is officially past, taking the lead at this point. Very nice.
Let's
Oh.
see what horrific tricks this level has for us now.
it's a dead end.
Oh, but
it's not a dead end.
it's a dead end because it's a scary level and they're dead.
Oh my God,
I'm now
that's
wondering.
hard.
I'm now wondering if that right there was good game design or bad game design. Because that's
Yes.
either the game teaching you that, hey, there are going to be secret walls here.
I mean, calling it
Or-
game design might be a little
I mean,
kind.
It's it's the sort of thing where there's only one direction you can go, and so it's a good way of teaching people, hey, by the way, on this stage there are going to be bits and pieces where you can actually walk through the walls, and that's a useful thing. That's a good way of teaching people without a giant tutorial text box. But
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
I think this game is just doing it to be a horrible jerk.
Who designed it? Tony Beckwith and Baylor Knight. Wait.
Are you
The
looking that up, or are
studio
you
head.
making up names?
No, I'm not making it up. The studio head of the game For Honor actually was one of the game designers for this. I guess he also helped with Forsaken Remastered. Interesting. Well, that's cool.
Was Forsaken the 6 Degrees of Freedom
What?
game that was very vomity?
I have
One
no
of those
idea.
Platforms that are in front of Dana when he unpauses here. They're like two ghosts holding their breath with their arms out to their sides.
They're
They're
helpful ghosts. They're just
They're
trying to
they're kind of adorable, but unfortunately Daffy Duck he's been eating a few too many pies, and so they fall when he stands on them. Although it looks like he's going to have to use them falling to jump down to the next floor. Oh, okay. Or just drop. That works too. I'm clearly expecting too much from this game.
Oh. Ooh. The other designer for this, by the way, Baylor Knight, got a thanks in the video game Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Party Edition.
That's nice.
Yeah, he mostly worked on, it looks like, ATV video games after this point. Decided to really go into the racing, which, honestly, if you can see how fast Daffy Duck moves in this game, you know, it kind of makes sense.
Oh, you just mentioned Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that's just given me some ideas for really horrible Kusogrande games.
Oh, no.
Not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, don't worry.
I mean, there's always NSYNC, Get to the Show.
Didn't we have that?
Yeah, we did one time.
Look, no matter what, when you think you found the worst game, there is always something worse.
I mean, there is the Cold Stone Creamery game on the Wii.
That might be tricky to hand out.
Yeah, it wouldn't be doable, but it's pretty bad. Highly recommended. I think we found it at some bookstore. It's like the only game they had.
Milkun, actually, I wonder if Dana's nearing the end of this stage.
Dana's been making some really steady progress.
Dana is getting really, really far through this. Or at least I would assume Dana is approaching the end of the stage. I was going to ask a question, but I'm kind of curious to see what happens next.
You can ask, but we'll keep watching.
No, I refuse. I will ask in a moment when
Fine.
when we find out whether progress is going to be made or suffering is going to be had.
All right.
Although the problem with Kusogrande is that progress inevitably just leads to more suffering.
Yeah, it's true.
See, Dana does actually seem to be walking into the walls to kind of check to see if there are secret passages there. So I feel like the section before did teach Dana that there might be secret passages, and then the developers forgot to put any in.
No, there might be some coming up. Like
There may be.
right here, going left and down, I think. Oh, nope. I just have hope that they actually, like, knew how to design things.
I'm not even sure that was, like, meant to be a secret passage now. I'm just thinking that was them shoving in another annoying foreground element, or thinking, oh, this will be fun, we'll just put this here and it might confuse some players.
Hey, there we go.
2-2.
Wow. Dana is really getting through this. Now, I'm a little bit concerned, though, because, you know, he only has 3.8 million points. He has to get to 5 million in order to get the next one up, and he's only got 1 extra life at this point. Like, this could get pretty close to being his wall.
Can I, on that note, just say that I really, really love the face that Daffy is making on the lives counter?
It's a good face. Oh, Chad is correcting us, by the way. It looks like Dana did find another secret passage. It's just that we were too busy talking about something else.
We do this.
Wow, Phi Zoo.
Actually,
You guys getting distracted by other things. This never happens.
I was looking at
Funnily-
game FAQs and
You know
all
the-
the important stuff.
You know, the really weird thing is, now that that's been mentioned, I can remember watching Dana go into that secret passage and find...
So
I
you
think
lied.
There was a diamond in there.
You lied to us.
Apparently, I just didn't care. It was because I thought it was progress, and then I discovered that it was actually just bonus points, and so I kind of stopped paying attention.
Wow. Wow.
How could you do this to us? We're supposed to pay attention at every moment.
It looks like
Suffer
Mike
through
is
this.
moving on to 2-1 again. Luckily, it doesn't take too long to get through the early levels as long as you know what you're doing. So the full game overs are a little bit painful, but not as painful as they could be. Luckily, I'm glad to know that when anybody gets a game over, they still have a chance, even if they don't have too much time left. I wonder why that ghost is stumping Mike. He keeps jumping into it, and Dana got through the first try.
I don't know whether it's just the... I mean, it may just be one of those things where Mike just kept forgetting about it after doing the section.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah, there we go. The ghost is dead. Well, the ghost was already dead. It's very dead.
Mike has now learned about the existence of secret passages, thanks to good game design.
What even just killed Mike?
The cauldron
Was that
boiled
a cauldron?
over. Yeah. Okay. This level is ridiculous. Like,
how is that even an enemy?
that wasn't anywhere near him. It
I
was.
don't understand how that killed him.
Like,
Did
it
you
would
do
be
this to us?
extremely helpful to get a magic wand. That way, you know, he can just avoid some of the extra damage there. Okay, there, the cauldron tried to boil over. Mike, do not get too close to it. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, Mike was worried that touching it regardless was going to be a death, so trying to jump up onto the upper platform without getting anywhere near the cauldron.
I do like how when you bonk Daffy Duck's head, like, short enough, he stops and gets a really big bump on his head.
I hadn't actually noticed that.
Yeah, it's great. Also, these ghost platforms are incredible.
They're adorable.
I can't get over the fact that they seem to be holding their breath while they do it. Why is a ghost holding its breath?
That sounds like that sounds like the start of a really terrible joke for kids. Why did the ghost hold its breath?
Why, Phi Zoo?
I don't know. I was asking a legitimate question. I'm curious about the life cycle of a ghost or death cycle.
Because the ghost actually died. No, I don't know. I can't think of a
It was
good.
building up carbon dioxide.
Yeah, there we go.
You know,
You had,
when we
you had
were
the right start to it, you just didn't deliver.
You
Well,
know when we were
I was just
talking.
trying
Go
We're a
on,
team.
go on.
We're a team. We can make dumb jokes as a team.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know how Brossentia wasn't actually invited to his own invitational? I was gonna ask if we could maybe remove both of you.
Oh my gosh!
Somehow.
So you're gonna be. Okay, we just got kicked out, both of us.
We got kicked out by the producer.
No!
She knows that this only encourages my puns, so that's a green light for me, right?
I would like to say that I greatly appreciate our producer. I'm not saying this out of fear, I'm saying this out of, I don't know, sheer malice, I suppose.
Ooh, it looks like Dana found another. Oh, we've got cheese back. Okay, diamond.
Could you imagine if progress was locked behind that secret passage? That would be awful. Because there's no visual indication there.
No.
Just
That would be awful and kind of brilliant.
These jumps are the worst. How do you even deal with them? I'm looking at Dana. He's going to have to go back to the left. But is there... Oh my gosh. I'm so stressed for him.
Dana is on its very final life as well. And no continues that I know of.
And
Do we actually know
no
what
fairy.
the continues look like?
It's a clipboard or a clapperboard, whatever
Okay.
they use in Hollywood. Yosemite Sam just like stored them all over the place.
Alright. Well, Dana is going exploring. There is a fairy wand up there. I think Dana's trying to figure out if it's possible to get up there from here.
That would be extremely helpful.
It would just give an extra hit, which arguably would be more useful than an extra life. With the
Oh, he's trying. but watch out. Nah.
No, Dana's just going to head back, having taken out the ghost that was in the way.
That's fair enough.
Assuming-
Dana is
assuming
still
it
in the
was-
lead, though.
Assuming,
Oh, no!
The jump!
And I
Oh,
think
that's
that
a
was
really,
the end of the stage. That's
Yeah,
all,
that's-
Dana.
That's a
I
really
don't think
frustrating
he found the
death.
objective yet. Had he?
He did go back and kill one, presumably robot ghost.
Hey. Mike
so
is
it
moving
may have
to
been-
the next stage.
Mike is on to 2-2 then. Is it
He has-
2-2?
It is 2-2. He has
Okay.
the chance of tying it up here or even taking the lead. We'll have to see.
Well, Mike does have a spare life.
So if Dana had killed the objective, he made it pretty much back to the barrier. So I think the in order to pass him, Mike would have to kill the objective and go through the barrier,
Yes.
or at least make that jump on the way back.
I would agree with that. Yes, I would say the
Luckily-
barrier would be the clearest form of progress, because then we know that the right number of ghosts have been destroyed.
True.
This is true. Yeah.
But yeah, with 15 minutes left, it's going to be really, really difficult for Dana to get back there.
I don't think it's impossible.
impossible.
Yeah. We're
Yeah, but
reading
this
each
is
other's
where-
minds.
This is where the hardest part of these games comes in, because all these levels are kind of just find the thing that's hidden somewhere in the level. You've gotten through 4 levels. Can you remember where they all were and get back?
Yeah.
I mean, it's both that, and it's the fact that you know you're under more time pressure than before, because you have to, for these last 15 minutes to be worthwhile, you have to get back to where you were. And so you're going to be trying to move more quickly because you're under more pressure, and that might lead to more mistakes and more death.
Now, just so everybody knows, the goal is to make as much progress as they can in an hour. Even if they get game over, wherever they got to before counts. So Dana did get to what looked like to be the end of this stage that Mike is currently on, 2-2. So even if Dana doesn't get back there again, there's still a high mark that he has set.
Yes, if Mike game overs here, without having made it to the point that Dana reached, and doesn't make it back here, then Dana is the victor by virtue of having made it furthest through the game.
Uh-oh. I think we got another typing break from Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
well,
briefly.
they're talking in the Discord. I really don't want to spoil too much or encourage too much, just because Dana doesn't think there's a chance of getting back to 2-2. Mike is there right now, but he's under the belief that because Dana doesn't feel like he can get back to 2-2, or to where he was, that he might have gotten past 2-2.
Yeah, Mike believes, as you tend to when you're competing in this, because you have no idea where your opponent is, but Mike believes that Dana is, much further ahead.
Yeah.
Whereas
I
in
mean, this
actual
is the
fact,
thing. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in actual fact, Dana really hasn't made that much more progress over where Mike is right now.
It's like one jump.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I've noticed it's pretty common for both players to come in after the match and think the other one was winning.
Yes.
Also,
That's-
I think that jump that they both just died on, that might actually be easier from the secret passage.
I think you might be right, yeah.
The platform is a little bit to the left, so it's hard to make that from there. But Dana made that by going to the secret passage and dropping straight down from it.
Mike, what are you
Through the wall.
doing? Like, I can agree with Mike going and exploring a little bit, but I think this is dangerous territory.
I mean, I think Mike really, really wants that wand, I think.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't save you from the lava, I don't think. It doesn't help against floor hazard. It's only enemy attacks, isn't it?
It definitely doesn't help.
It
against
does,
hits.
yes. It helps against spikes, though.
Okay.
I mean, like we were saying about Dana, getting that one would be useful, but I'm curious as to whether Mike either thinks that the jump down there is impossible or that there is an enemy that he's missing, and so he doesn't want to try and make the jump before. Well,
he
has to
almost
take out a
died right
ghost.
there.
That
I wouldn't
was
go left, Mike. I'm
incredibly
very
close.
scared. Are you, Mike? Are you going to?
That's such a scary jump since you're behind the tree and you can't really see yourself.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed.
Yeah, this is kind of the point, I think.
Oh, he
I
did
think
kind
he
of
saw
find the hidden passage. Okay, just don't die, Mike. Don't be greedy.
I like this
Oh.
strategy, actually.
This is so tense.
Go back. Okay, Ghost is back.
Okay,
There we go.
Mike's found the hidden passage.
Nice.
Right, can he do the drop from here? Because I think that's what Dana did.
He got to the door, but does not have what's required to get through.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
This might be a fun judgment for
Yeah.
Kate.
In essence, it is a tie right now. Unless there is some tangible evidence that we have that somebody has made more progress, then usually we base it off of who has gotten there first.
Which
I
was
would assume
Dana, correct?
Dana did get there first.
Kate being Kate, that there may be a counting of how much, if Dana has killed an extra ghost or something like that. But
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This
Yeah,
might be an Ask Kate. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I haven't seen Kate give anything official yet, so.
No, neither have I. But then because I've got a match coming
Unless
up,
Mike
I'm
makes
not.
it through there, we might have to wait for confirmation from Kate on
Yes,
declaring a winner.
I'm curious about what's being missed here, I have to say.
I think... Well, I haven't seen them using the run button at all.
Don't you have to hold
True.
shoot to run?
Yeah,
You
If
could probably
you,
make that jump to the wand with the run.
I'm pretty sure you can. But they just haven't been using run because it's so, like, uncontrollable if you use it.
Is that why they haven't been using it, or do they not know it exists?
I gave them a manual.
Yeah,
I haven't
mean,
seen any of them even
it's-
try it, though. I think
it's,
they
it's
might
entirely it's entirely their fault if they if they don't know that run exists. But yeah,
not. By the way, Kate said in chat that they're waiting to see how far Mike gets. So that might mean that Kate already has a pretty good idea, and it just depends on Mike at this point.
but yeah, I think you may have the right idea. It may be a case. This is one of those occasions where a running jump is needed.
Oh my gosh, he got an extra life! Mike
oh my god,
has
that's
a
huge,
chance.
actually.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
He's been playing it super safe since he had 0 lives. So now that he found an extra life, that could be what Mike needs. Maybe he'll take a risk now and figure something out. Like,
I mean, on the one hand, that's super useful, but on the other hand, if Mike can't actually figure out where to go or what to do next, that's just salt in the wound. Okay, Mike has seen that there is a ghost directly up above him now.
You can do this. I'm
But yeah,
not...
yeah, so I think you have to make that jump. I think they have to run to get up to that ghost.
Mike is gonna check the manual.
Okay, that's a relief. Mike has actually paused to check the manual because one of the things that this game does, I believe, is that if you stay idle for too long, it randomly kills you.
Yes.
Yeah, Dana said that he found that while testing, so...
So yeah, if Mike hadn't paused then and had gone to check the manual, that might have been one of the most unfortunate deaths we've seen.
And credit to Dana, since he found information while testing that was probably not obvious, he told Mike. So they both knew that coming in, that idling for too long would kill you.
Yeah, I'm not convinced I would have done that, but hey.
You know what? I'm taking a look at... I'm taking a look at the instruction manual, and I actually don't see anything about running.
Wow.
So it's not notated in the manual at all. You just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Which,
It's
if you ever play Mario, then you should have the instinct to hold one of the buttons down at one point or another. Like, it's typical platformer style.
It is
no.
not uncommon in platformers, but yeah, that's still.
No.
I'm amazed that's not in the instruction manual, truthfully, because
Yeah.
that is one of the things. It's an actual instruction. It's a method of controlling the game. Why isn't it in there?
Are we gonna have a loss by instruction manual? That would kill me.
That's
That would
pretty
kind
brutal
of.
because, like, Mike has tried to get up there. He's looking around. He knows where he needs to go. I'm pretty sure he knows that he needs to make that jump. And if he knew that he could run, he probably would be doing it.
Okay,
Well,
Kata says let them know they have 5 minutes left.
In fairness, bro, both of us played this for presumably less than an hour, and we both discovered that there was a run. So
Oh yeah, I discovered in like 2 seconds.
yeah.
Mike said the only useful thing he found from the manual is to now know not to submerge this cart. And then added, if he had it, you would put it in lava, not water. So I gather he's a little bit upset.
There's a run button! Oh my gosh! Come on, if you can do this in the next 4 minutes and figure out how to run, Mike, then you can win.
And he has an extra life, so he can try things with a little bit of impunity, you know?
GDQ staff, come on! You can do this! You can learn the run.
So, bearing in mind that I'm going up against one of these two people in the last match of the day, do you think that they're going to have an advantage having played this and thus being inured to horrors?
Oh
or
no.
Are they going to be frustrated and tilted?
I think
Oh
it
my
depends
God.
entirely on what type of game you guys get. Also, Mike appears to think that it's a ridiculous pixel perfect jump, which, to be fair, is probably a safe assumption in most games. It's just not
Yeah.
for this one.
I mean, in fairness, it may also be an absurd pixel perfect jump if it is possible to do it without running.
Always try to run. Always try run.
He still hasn't
And
tried
then-
going left yet. He keeps looking at it and then turning away.
Oh no, Mike!
Oh no!
Oh,
It
Oh,
does
that's
look
terrifying.
like it does look like there's a ghost over there, though.
I think there might be a ghost.
There's actually 2 leaf gates that he hasn't gotten through yet, so it might be... Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is for each gate.
Mike is not pleased.
I love this game.
Brosensha has discovered that Mike is not pleased.
Oh yeah, that's what makes me happy.
Well, it's like when, the producer punishing me for puns when we've known each other for many years. She
Hey,
knows
Mike
this
has
only
a
encourages me.
continue.
Yeah, he
Is that
found
the
that
first-
right when he got the extra life.
Is that the first continue we've seen?
Yes.
But in the same way that, getting angry at me for puns only encourages me, I think being upset at Brosentia for his game choices in Kusogrande also only encourages Brosentia.
Yeah.
There is only
I'm-
one game I have ever played in Kusogrande which has made me actually angry and unhappy, and after the match was over, I had to go and walk away from the computer for a little bit to calm down.
And I chose that one.
Were you responsible for that?
I think so. It's Rockman X. It's fantastic. I love that game.
It's definitely Rockman X, but I didn't think you were responsible for that. Oddly enough, I thought
Yeah,
it was the person who has a memorial in that game who was
Oh,
responsible for
Bangara?
that.
It might have been Bangara. I don't know. But I approve anyway. Oh, Dana did the waiting until he dies strat there. So
Yes.
technically, Mike might be able to get back there. So here are my thoughts. essentially they got tied at the door. This is going to come up to our ref to decide. I'm unsure if Dana tried jumping to the left to find that there was a ghost there. Mike did, but that might not be significant enough. It's really going to be a ref call.
Yeah. This is going to be an uncomfortable call either way, I think. But,
yeah, I didn't see Dana try that, but Kate's always watching closer than we do, so...
Kate is, I'm fairly certain, actually slightly magical.
Kate is confirming in chat that it's currently Dana, so...
Okay.
Okay.
With 10 seconds left...
I would assume that's because Dana got there first, and Mike reached the same point but hasn't made tangible progress.
Looks like Dana's doing the time death again.
There we go. That is, as a matter of fact, time. And it appears that Dana is today's victor. Yes, they both reached the same place in Wald. Dana got there first. Oh, I'm so excited to talk to them a little bit.
I'm... really? I'd be scared if I were you. They both seem mildly unhappy about this game. I don't know why.
Alright, well... yeah, who knows? Who knows why Phi Zoo? Honestly... Oh no! Dana got squished. That was beautiful.
Oh, those time deaths are great.
Okay, Mike. Oh my gosh! Hello, Dana.
What?
Hello,
Kate
Mike.
just told them about the run, and yeah.
Yeah, you didn't
Hold
run
on.
like the
I gotta
entire time.
look at this. What? Oh no! That is so unacceptable.
Oh, did you stop your stream?
Oh, I accidentally hit stop. Yeah.
Why don't one of you show us the run? Yeah.
There we go. Mike is showing it off there.
Oh, the game is 100% less playable when you know how to run.
Yeah,
But
it really
you have
is.
to.
I saw that fairy wand up there, and I was like, I have no idea how to get it, and I just said, I'm moving on. If I need to get it, I'll get it later.
Yeah,
I thought
Mike.
it might be like a wraparound or something.
Yeah, you both made it to the exact same point. It's just that Dana made it there just a little bit sooner. Yeah, and it was the running jump that kind of walled both of you. And I cannot hear Mike. I don't know if anyone else can.
I'm not hearing Mike currently, no.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I did mute myself. Why?
Thank
Why is it
thank you.
So I'm looking at the controls. The directional pad doesn't say anything.
Oh yeah.
And button 1 says press to enter selection of menus, press to fire Daffy's bubble gun, and press to attack in the Kung Fu movie set. It doesn't say hold down to run.
Mike, have you played a little game called Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
You
except...
always test it. You always test hold B in it to run. Always.
Oh my god! And I was so close to making that jump even without the run.
Yeah,
neither
it
you
looks
ran
like
the
you might be able to
entire
get a pixel perfect jump, but you were just barely short.
Yeah, if it had been in the manual, that would have been easy.
That
Maybe I
jump
shouldn't
would
have
been
given
easy.
the manual.
I actually made it past that little section once, and then I didn't have because I had just died. I didn't go kill the ghost up in the corner, so I actually could have made it once.
Oh no!
That
And
jump
then
would
how
have
are
been
you
easy, but
supposed to?
I will say
How are
that
you supposed to make it up that hill?
I think you gotta run, Mike. I think you unfortunately were walled by 2 places where you had to run.
yeah, running would make
Yeah,
those
I
sections
think
possible,
so.
but running definitely makes the game a lot less controllable. If you actually try doing it anywhere you don't need to, good luck.
Oh yeah, Mike, you gotta try some of these sections with the run button because it is uncontrollable.
Oh, I can't even imagine. It's bad enough to control as it is. I don't want to run through things.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm mad or am I relieved that I don't have to play this anymore.
Right? Like, I have to do. I have
hope
to play
it was
another
at
game
least-
now. You won.
I hope it was at least close.
Yeah, it was very
It was
close.
close.
So one thing that
Why
I
is
noted.
it-
Oh,
Why would they leave out crucial information in the menu?
oh, it's
Look at
probe.
the quality of the game.
Come on, they made Savage.
Because you want to
Mike.
know a game that has run in the manual? Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, I've heard of that game. Yeah.
There's some
yeah.
To be fair,
truly wretched
Rosencha
things.
actually thought it was in the manual, and he only found out near the end upon checking that it wasn't.
Yeah, I was looking and I'm like, I can't spoil anything because that would be like favoring one person. Oh, but yeah, unfortunately,
You know how hard I tried to find the solution there. I tried finding every single stupid little hidden crevice.
Well, Mike, you are eliminated from the tournament, but
Congratulations, Mike.
Oh yeah, congrats. Great job, Mike. We're glad to have it so that you can choose games for other people to suffer again.
Yeah, sounds good. I will say this. My goal was to get in the top 8, and I got in the top 8, so at
Yeah.
least got that.
You did good. You did pretty darn good. Oh, so some people were saying that I actually let you two off easy when it came to this game.
I mean, comparatively to what I've had to play in previous rounds, that was probably the nicest one, but it's a lot worse than you think it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Titus. It's no Rockman X4. It actually works as a game.
It does function as a video game. Therefore,
SGDQ, like we both agreed, that shouldn't have been given out because it's just too unplayable.
Yeah,
But-
that was pretty unplayable.
this was a playable game. It just had very questionable decisions all over it.
All right.
I think that's
yeah,
a
this
great
game
final
had
word.
very good controls, actually.
You two have any
Maybe
final
if I
thoughts before we
burned
move
the run
on?
button early.
Final thoughts? I have
Final
to play
thought.
another game in an hour.
Yeah.
I will forever respect the Ghostbusters and all the good work they do.
Well, thank you very much. We have a little bit of a break coming up. So thank you again, Mike and Dana. Phi Zoo, thank you for staying and enjoying it. We will have Dana versus Phi Zoo in a little over an hour. Real
Thank
Kim,
you, and I will see you on the other side in an hour.
Oh boy.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks once again to Dana and Mike. Congratulations to Dana and Mike for different reasons. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with ProtonJon versus Smite after this. Welcome back, everyone, from that short break. We are back with ProtonJon versus Smite. This is going to be our second match today, and it's going to be our first one in the top 6. The winner of this will be moving on to losers semifinals to face the winner of Dana versus Phi Zoo, which will be coming up as our last match for tonight. But real quick, before we get started, I would just like to say thank you, everybody who tuned in. HOTFIX is funded in part thanks to subscriptions and bits. Please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts. But we've swapped commentators. Rosentia, we've got a Tristan with us. How are you both doing?
I'm doing great. And yeah, Tristan is here. Tristan chose this wonderful next game. So how are you doing, Tristan?
Very apologetic.
Oh no. We haven't even started yet and you're apologetic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this one's bad.
Oh no.
I like how Invitational keeps getting changed just a little bit in this. We're to the Inextational.
Oh, that's
No, it's fine. We'll live. It's the 9th. Because it's the 9th week that we're doing this.
Well, I have the thing open, ready to reveal the game name, so I can fix that.
Tristan,
when we talk about what game we've got.
Tristan, go for it. What game do we have today?
All right, so we've got ProtonJon and Smite, and we all both love both of them. So the only thing I could think of to do is give them the absolute bottom of the barrel in the form of Lost in Platinus for the MSX, which I'm going to presume that absolutely no one has heard of, and for good reason.
Yeah, first off, it's MSX. Second off, how many frames per second would you say this game is?
Oh, it's 60 frames per second, but it updates it actually does a redraw and a replacement of the characters on screen maybe once every 15 to 20 frames, so it's effectively about 3 FPS.
Ah. Cool. Well, I haven't played this myself. I've watched it and it hurts. It hurts.
So we're still in FPS territory. We haven't gone to super high line of SPF.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like, just wait until you see it.
Okay, well, waiting on confirmation from people that were ready.
Yeah.
Where did you find this game? Well, we were waiting for confirmation. How do you find gems like this?
This one's been on my really awful, maybe too bad for Kusogrande list for so long that I don't remember where I found it, but it actually came off of a disc magazine, like a a compilation that you could order in the mail, and you would get sent a disc with multiple games on it, and it was from a homebrew/hacking group, not actually like a full-blown AAA publisher or anything. But I can say for certain that this was put on a disc and people purchased it for money.
Well, what it looks like is that both of the players are ready. So I'm going to do the countdown. As we do this, be sure to spam as much cheese as you can, as well as plants. Plants and cheese.
And 3 FPS if you have that.
Yeah, that's also an option. So here we go. Spam away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we will see the players take off in just a second.
Absolutely. So the last time I GM'd a match in the Invitational, I had to redraw 12 times. I decided I didn't want to go through that heartache again, so I went straight to the worst game I had in my list.
This is bad.
This is the worst I have.
Like, I don't know. I want to live later. But this is going to be difficult. See, 3 frames a second is actually really maybe too high, because this is barely moving.
I want to point out one very important thing. If you look closely at the character sprites, it does have a walking animation. There are 2 pixels on its upper thigh that move back and forth as a walking animation.
I don't believe you. Oh,
They
I
do!
see it.
They do!
It's on the left. It's on the left leg. Oh my god.
So the engine has a walking animation, and that's what they chose to do with it.
Hey everybody, I hope you liked Games Done Quick this year, because we've got this for the rest of the year.
No.
Oh no,
this is
that's
why
a
you
game
were
over.
Sorry. This is why you were sorry.
Oh my gosh.
This is why I was apologetic.
Tristan! Oh. So were you just playing various MSX games, or what happened? Like, have you heard the mystical tales of Lost in Plantinus, or however you say it?
So I believe this is one I found by coming across a random just website that looked like it came from the GeoCities era. Just, you know the look. Where this guy went through and literally rated every MSX game he could find. And I don't know who he is. He has no authority on the matter, but I went to the lowest rankings on his list and just tried them. And this was one of them.
Was this at the very bottom of his list?
Oh, this was off the bottom. This was rated a -1 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
I have important questions for you. You said it looked like GeoCities. Did it have the mandatory site under construction images? And
it had a web ring banner.
People gifts.
It had a web ring banner. Yeah. It was part of the MSX web ring.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Tristan, what's the deal? I give Daffy Duck, and you give a slideshow. Thank you very much.
That's an accurate representation. Also, the frame rate does seem to be varying slightly on Smite's.
Well, I mean, there might be a little lag.
It does seem to, when there's not much on the screen, it does seem to run a little bit faster. I don't know how you make a game like this and have it lag. That's impressive.
Like, the MSX was not good at scrolling, sure, but it had some games that could handle it. This is not one of those. I don't know if it can handle anything. Like, what is even happening in it to make it go like this?
One of the saving graces of this is that the engine itself runs at the full 60 FPS, and as far as I can tell, the developers deliberately just updated the location of the actors on screen every 10 or 20 frames. But there are no dropped inputs, and you can buffer everything. So the strategy here is going to be to just very carefully and deliberately move and buffer your jumps.
Is there a run button?
No.
I just had to ask.
Yeah, frame perfect tricks here would be pretty easy because a frame is about a month and a half.
Yeah, everybody, if you ever wanted to be a pro speedrunner and get all those frame perfect tricks, well, here's the game for you.
Oh yeah, also no continues. When you game over, you return to the beginning of the world you're on.
So, how many levels are there?
You know, that's a funny question because I was able to play this game to the point that it stopped giving me further content, but I'm not sure I beat it. At the end of World 2, I soft-locked multiple times.
Okay.
I can only presume it's deliberate that when you finish the final level on World 2, you just get kicked back to the map screen and there's nowhere to go.
I mean, that's really possible.
Would that count as completing the game?
I counted as beating it.
There's
Yeah,
just no
that sounds
credits.
good to me.
Yeah, there's no ending, there's no credits. You finish level 10 of World 2 and you just return to the map screen and you're stuck because there's nowhere to go.
Level 10. Are you saying there's 20 levels?
Yes.
How
Oh,
many do you
no.
think we'll see?
That is a very good question because these are two very good racers, but I don't think they've ever done anything quite like this.
For good reason.
Oh, by the way, you see ProtonJon hitting the power-up boxes with quite a bit of rigor trying to find something. There are no power-ups in this game. All those do is get points.
They just give points. Thank you.
There
video
are
game.
absolutely no power-ups.
I'm loving the fact that ProtonJon made it to what seemed like the exit, and then the screen just went black for an extended amount of time. They just put him on the map.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no transition. Like, there's more of a transition when you die than when you beat a level.
And this is a disc-based game, so there are loading times.
So, oh, go ahead.
That's my favorite thing with these types of games is when the screen goes black with no transition for just long enough to where you start wondering if it froze.
Are we going to see a different background at some point?
If one of the racers manages to finish World 1, yes, we will see a more eye-searing background.
There are 10 levels with this background?
Yes.
Wait a minute. The next one is even more eye-searing.
Yeah, World 2 is hot pink.
Oh,
I mean-
baby. Oh, baby cakes.
It is my favorite color.
It's a good color.
Yeah. My hair is partially pink right now, actually.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw pictures. I had pink hair once. I didn't mean to, but I got pink hair.
Wait, what?
Well, I dyed my hair red, but it really faded really quickly.
Oh, okay.
So I had bright pink hair. It was pretty awesome. I liked it.
I bet you rocked it.
Yeah, something like that. I did have an old guy chew me out one time. That's a story for another day, though.
One of our chat mods is asking, how many frames does it take to beat World 1?
If I had
like
to guess,
10.
probably somewhere between 200 and 300.
I would say not enough. That's
Either
my
not enough or
answer.
way too many. I'm not sure which one. I will admit, this does kind of break a rule of mine for Kusogrande, because one of the things that I kind of tried to hold to when picking games is I don't do indie, because I don't like the idea of crapping on an indie developer. Like I said, this is an independent tinkering, homebrew, and hacking group that released this on a disc magazine, but I felt it was just so strong I had to do it.
He was falling at the exact same rate as the platforms, next to the platforms. And it was just like a 10-second death where you know that you're dead and there's nothing you can do about it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'd say in general, like, it's awesome when indie devs make a game. And honestly, it's awesome even if the game doesn't necessarily end up being the best or people make fun of it. You know, that's always a little bit sad because they put a lot of work into this. But this game, I feel like we can make fun of it a little bit more. Because it's barely a game.
There's just so many very, very strange things. Like, yeah, I can say that a developer is new and didn't have access to the knowledge and tools to do something, but they very clearly utilize the fact that, for example, this is capable of a walk animation, and they horribly and deliberately misused it.
Yeah, they just move 2 pixels back and forth.
On one leg. It's not even both legs that move. It's just the one thigh. It twitches slightly. It's interesting because this game looks like a project somebody does when they're getting into game dev. Like, I'm gonna make a game in heavy quotation marks. It's not gonna be good, but I'll learn a lot while doing it. But usually those types of games don't get put onto a disc and sold, so...
Yeah, you usually don't share those. You put those in a folder and think, maybe one day I can come back to this and find something good out of it, you know? You keep it secret, keep it safe.
Or you deliberately have Rocintia play it in Big Bad Game-a-thon while you commentate it.
Oh, that was actually really fun. So there's a speedrunner, Linkums, who tends to stop by quite a bit, and he made these fan Zelda games when he was like 14 years old, and he had me play them, and they were majestic. They were pretty terrible, but oh my gosh, it was so fun. This unfortunately, I think they were much better made than this game.
Yeah,
My
like,
gosh.
going along the line of thought that we don't want to trash the indie developer too much, like, looking at this, assuming this was one person that made this, you can assume they learned a lot from it. It's just...
Oh, yeah.
It's not great.
Oh yeah, and honestly, I'm really digging the music. I'm wondering where the music came from.
So I will say, in the developer's defense, that this was on their very first subscription disc magazine
Aw.
thing. So it could very well be one of the first things they've done. This is by a group called MFZ, which is MSX Friends something as well. It's a group from the Netherlands, and they ended up putting out quite a few discs, but all of the content from them, aside from this game, have been lost to time. I couldn't find anything else from them.
Yeah, I've been looking a little bit, and I can't find anything as well.
See, I realized when you mentioned the music that I realized that I had it muted still. And I'm both pleasantly surprised and maybe I should have left it off at the same time.
Like, it's fine, but part of me thinks that this was possibly borrowed from another game of the time. Ooh, Smite is getting the jumping. There we go, past the falling platforms. Wow, I feel like that is a pretty significant mark of progress for him. But ProtonJon is in an interesting place as well. I'm not 100% sure I've seen this. It's hard for me to tell where they are in this game.
Yeah, our metric for progress is going to be when you return to the map screen, it actually tells you how many levels you've finished. It just says level and a number, which implies that that is the level you're heading to, but it's not. That's actually just how many levels you finished. And World 2 actually has a non-linear path on the map.
Oh, hey, okay, level 3 for ProtonJon, so that's 3 completed?
It's 2 completed, I misspoke. It starts at 1.
Okay. Okay, Smite just finished a level, I think. Let's see.
In about a week and a half, we'll see. Yeah, they're on the same level.
Nice.
In about a week and a half. I also like that Smite is just driving in circles.
Yeah, the movement on this map is not good. Also, the movement on the main menu screen is not good. You have 3 options in the title screen. You have an attract demo, play the game in the middle, and then the options screen on the right. And for some reason, the title screen runs at 60 FPS and moves the indicator 1 bump per frame, so you have to baby tap the button to select play the game.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely sounding like these tracks were borrowed or repurposed.
Yeah, if anybody happens to recognize any of the music, then I would like to know.
This is actually really good, like, quality music for MSX. And it's got multiple instruments and layering. It's like, there's effort put into this.
Some of these jumps definitely are frame perfect, and maybe even like pixel perfect. Maybe
We
not
say
like
pixel perfect. It's because they only move in like tiles. So
tile perfect. Tile
There you
perfect
go.
jumps all over.
A frame perfect, pixel perfect jump in this game is about a third of a second window.
it sounds about right.
Now that somebody is saying this, it could potentially have been made by people who really liked making music and just wanted to put a game to it, you know, because the music is pretty rad if it's not borrowed from somewhere.
If that's the case, they should have gone into demo scene instead. I just got to say it.
I mean,
Also, the thing I'm curious about is like the type of like disc that he's describing here, where it was just a bunch of games on a disc that you would buy. Oftentimes, a lot of them would use assets that were published by other hobbyists that people were like, "Feel free to use this in your game." So,
Okay.
like, they could have grabbed some music from somebody who did that. That would be perfectly fitting with this type of game.
Hey, both players finished the next stage, moving on to their fourth level. Very nice.
Yeah, so after playing with it a while, it's painful, but there's a couple of truths that will surface themselves that make the game, I don't want to say easy, but definitely manageable. One of them is that, like I had said before, you can buffer everything. You hold down a key, and whenever the game decides to update, you're good to go. And what you can do is you can very carefully maneuver yourself to the edge of a platform, and from there you can buffer up to jump, because this is an up to jump game, of course, and right. And the order you buffer those two in, you will either jump straight up and start flying forward, or you'll take a step, exactly one step, and then jump. Which gives you a whole lot of control, really, considering you handle like an office chair on ice skates.
All right.
But once you know how to do that, it's not that bad.
Now, would this be an office chair on ice skates on ice, or an office chair on ice skates on concrete?
Well, this has the opposite of ice physics. You have to hold the key for like a full second before you start moving. So I think it's more like ice skates dug into shag carpeting.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is unlike any video game I've ever seen. Like, it's kind of shocking, honestly. A little bit unnerving as well.
I'm curious how far you could get in this game on your first continue if you just took this slow and deliberate. Because it runs so slow you could.
This is about where I would expect someone being extremely careful to start having problems, because you introduce falling platforms, and then a little bit later you have some really dicey situations with like overhead barriers, or things that prevent you from jumping, and then enemies that attack you while you have limited mobility, and you have to somehow figure out how to do quick, precise movements at this frame rate, and then that can cause some problems.
When by quick and precise, do you mean tile precise? And like 3 frame per second precise?
I have to point out the person in chat who said this is the world's first turn-based platformer.
So when I was fully vetting this, I had to completely finish this before I could be confident giving it to somebody, which was a story in and of itself. But I was playing this, and my roommate was sitting on a chair behind me, and I was just like angry and grumbling about it. This is a crap platformer. How the hell do you make jumps like this? And they just kind of said, "Oh, relax. It's just a strategy game. Treat it that way."
That might actually be a better way to think about the game, to be fair. I like that you have to go through the entire map again in order to get to the next level. Like, you don't just automatically start right where you were on the map. You just have to go through it again.
Yeah,
they're
every
both
time you
getting the
finish the
hang of
level,
it
you
at
have to
this
walk the
point.
entire map. Yeah, this is either a 95 or a 96 MSX game, depending on who you ask. I believe it was written in 95 and actually ended up on a disc and in players' hands, for better or worse, in 96.
Yeah, usually just do a quick Google and throw whatever year pops up for that, and that gave us 96 for this one. Oh no, ProtonJon held right and then up and walked right into that enemy.
Yeah, that's the difference between holding right first when you go to jump and holding up first when you jump.
And now we
Probably
have
the only
Smite
bit of
in the same
strategy involved in the
situation.
game.
Smite just died in the exact same way.
So that's a game over for Smite.
No, Smite! Why would you die? Oh, sad day for Smite, but
It holds on the game over screen for so long, you almost wonder if just resetting is faster.
It holds on that screen until you hit space. I actually did tell both racers that, and Smite may have forgotten for a moment.
Okay.
and also I would guess that no, loading the game would take a while. I mean, it's MSX and a game that isn't exactly optimized for the MSX.
Yeah, so you don't have to restart this game for any reason, and while I didn't tell them this, I kind of hope they don't restart the game for any reason, because it takes about 3 minutes to load.
3 whole minutes? That's so bad.
So
Go
I've been trying to figure out if this is more or less frames than virtual highlight, and I'm leaning toward less.
Fewer. And yeah, I would agree. I'm sorry, I teach English. That's like the one thing that I have to keep in mind.
Oh, I know.
But,
I
yeah,
was going to say something different and then decided to change my sentence in the middle of the sentence, and that causes some awkwardness.
So Smite just typed in Discord, hey, this ain't too bad. I'm not sure I believe him. Yeah, ProtonJon doesn't believe him.
ProtonJon is on to level 6. We may actually see the end of World 1 in this.
Yeah, honestly, okay, here's the deal. With Virtual Highlight, I would say that sections, most of the game runs better. I think once you get to like the fire cave or the mine carts, probably this game runs a little bit better. But that's about it.
I do need at some point to reverse engineer this and see if there is a World 3 and it's just broken, or if it is only 2 worlds. Because since it is kind of just I don't want to say a demo, but just a thing on a disc magazine, it probably does only have 2 worlds.
You could also not do that.
I could choose to not do that and retain my sanity, but I'm already in too deep because this is probably going to get submitted to Big Bad Gameathon.
Oh no. No. Oh yeah, everybody, we're gonna have a Bad Game Marathon coming up. Just for fun. If people want to speedrun bad games, we love to see them. Like, part of me sounds like I regret saying this, but if you're running this, I am so sad.
I will be too.
Railcoon, can you talk him out of this?
Of submitting this game to Big Bad Gameathon?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Just so people know, submissions are through the end of this month, so you have plenty of time to get a speedrun ready.
Where would you submit those?
Where do you go? I know there's a Twitter link. You go to Twitter and you submit it there.
Do you have a Twitter handle to go visit?
Yeah, Big Bad Gameathon. That's the Twitter handle there.
Okay. But we're slowly getting Brosentia better at plugging things.
I don't want to be selfish.
ProtonJon is on to
Just
level
for saying
7.
that, I'm going to link your Twitch channel and chat again.
I'm a gash. What was ProtonJon doing, Tristan?
Onto level 7.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting better at this game. They're getting a hang of it. But then they both ran into that, having to figure out there's a difference between hitting right and then up and then up and then right.
What are these?
Probably a good moment for them getting further. Are those collectibles or did they kill you? Do you
Those
know?
blue things are collectibles. They are, as far as I can tell, exactly the same as coins.
Yeah, I'm a little bit... I would probably do what ProtonJon is doing and not risk it.
Yeah, they looked kind of dangerous.
Yeah. You know, ProtonJon is definitely in the lead at this point, but if he takes some deaths, then that definitely opens up the window for Smite to make some progress. Smite is kind of living wild, though. Only 1 life left, and this is what, level 1, level 2?
Yeah, I believe this is level 2.
It's a vine!
Oh yeah, there's a vine here. That is a thing that happens.
Can you use it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The way it works is if you're holding up, you just kind of don't fall when you're in contact with it.
Oh, well, okay.
ProtonJon is having some problem with the falling platforms here.
I mean, I can't really blame him.
I believe he's now soft locked.
What if you walk left? Can you despawn and respawn? He's
I have
trying
no
that.
idea.
Nope.
And you can't climb the vine. Oh. Was he climbing it?
You can climb the
that's the back
vine. The way it works is
Oh
if you
my
hold
gosh!
up, you just don't fall when in contact with it.
But you can't jump again from it.
John, you can do this! I've got faith! I've got something! I don't know! There's
He
no
can't.
hope.
He has to- Okay, he can. If he has to go up and then immediately start going right, I think.
Oh, that's
no, he
bad.
let it drop.
That's
Yeah, I
bad.
think he actually is soft locked.
Maybe if he held the run button. Oh, okay, I'll stop joking.
Oh no, it's fine. I appreciate this. I'm too
Yeah,
busy laughing.
Alright, this is where you risk touching the blue things to see if they're collectibles or not.
He's like, yeah, those were
They gave him-
delicious.
They gave an odd number of points.
Good.
'Cause
See,
everything up to
more
this point is a multiple of 5, and now he has 401.
more video games need to use all of those, bits in the score.
He's having trouble getting to the pit. There we go.
That's real unfortunate.
It might actually be possible to get yourself to the point where you can't even die. Huh.
There are a couple of places that you could just completely soft lock. I don't think that's one of them because you can always just jump on top of the vine box and run off that way, but
Yeah.
You could also probably backtrack and get hit by one of these enemies if you needed to.
oh, absolutely. Everything that moves will kill you, so you can just run into one of these.
I mean, everything that moves, that's kind of a generous term for this. They exist and they're not stationary, but I'm not sure they actually move.
Well, this is just a universe where the plank length is about 6 feet. It's fine.
Now, for people who are new here, and you may be wondering what's going on, this is Kusogrande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. Again, this is the invitational that we have. We invited 16 people to come play some of the worst games in existence, and try to make as much progress as they can in an hour. At this point, ProtonJon is definitely in the lead. He's on to level 7. Smite made it to about level 4 before getting a full game over. So we'll have to see how ProtonJon is able to do. Can he beat this stage, or will he be going back to the beginning?
He made it past the part he was struggling with.
He's about to bang his shin on one of those weird Goomba-like enemies, but he's able to get past it. I think he's
They
in the
look
clear
like-
now.
They look like Space Invader enemies to me, except for the little slime ones.
And there we go, John finishing one more level.
I really want people to see World 2, so I'm hoping John gets there.
Why do you have to go through the entire map? We've mentioned this before, but it...
Hey, they did
Why
a
do
lot
you
of
go
work
through
on
the
this. I
entire
want you to
map?
enjoy it.
It's a good maze. Honestly, the maze is better designed than the platformer part. Oh my gosh. It's such a very game.
All right, Brosensha, we're about
Yeah.
halfway through this game. Why don't you remind anyone who stumbled in on this gloriousness what they're watching?
Oh my gosh. It's Lost in Plantinus. And they're watching two wonderful, wonderful people go through the worst pain of their life. They have never seen this game before. Which, to be fair, I don't think anybody here aside from Tristan and Jeff, for some reason, have seen this game. Just,
Wait, Jeff has seen this?
yeah, Jeff knows this game. Because, of course, Jeff is a guy in the community, and he's like, yeah, I know this game. Yeah, it's a good one.
I bet more about the Kusogrande Invitational, Brosensha.
Oh, yeah, I talked about that a second ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I was just zoned out watching this
well,
incredible game.
I know it's riveting, but for those who are super doubly curious, they just need to make as much progress as they can in an hour. Even if they do get a game over, by the way, which John may on the 8th level here, even if they do get a game over, that still sets a high mark, and the other player would have to beat that in order to take the victory. So ProtonJon is sitting pretty comfy right now, but with only one life left. Just one mistake like this
Goodbye, John.
Oh no!
is enough to take him back.
Is that a
to
game
the-
over, or do you get to play with 0 lives?
Oh, that's a
That's
game
a game
over.
over.
That's game over. Okay. I haven't been paying enough attention to the life counter. So the question is, can you get back through that many levels in half an hour with this frame rate?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, he got through that many levels in half an hour, so I could see another half hour being doable.
You sound entirely too happy when you say that, Brosensha.
It's not a good game.
John just took that opportunity during the game over and the loading screen to ask who's winning, and of course he is winning at the moment with reaching pretty much the final obstacle in level 8. Smite was, I think we decided he was around level 4 when he game over.
I believe so. So at this point, Smite is really the one to watch to see if he can make more progress and get caught back up to where he was. ProtonJon just took a death. I'd actually consider just dying really quickly a couple times to make sure he had enough lives. Yeah. Oh, he even tried a speedrun strat, which is jump before the pit so you fall faster.
I don't think that works in a game where you move in one tile increments. I don't think acceleration is a concern.
Whatever. It worked in Mega Man. It can work for this guy.
It's normally why you jump before you hit the edge of a level, is because most games have a little bit of acceleration to deceleration when you hit the top of your jump arc. So
I saw him accelerating.
by going down past that acceleration point, you save like fractions of a second, you know?
Yeah. And in a game with this frame rate, you're saving like 5 seconds each time.
Yeah, every time you save a frame, you're making significant progress on cutting your time down.
Yeah, this is a game that came out in 1996. You can tell because of the MS Paint, which didn't exist, at least like 10 years before this. When did MS Paint even come out? Like, MS
Probably
Paint works better than this game.
I mean, that's probably a Windows 95 thing. I remember it being around about then.
I feel like I played on Paint in Windows 3.1, but I might be mistaken.
I only ever used a couple 3.1 computers, so I don't know for sure.
I also just want to point out that the character sprite, despite facing forward, is always looking at the player out of the corner of his eye.
We're getting
Oh,
multiple
no.
confirmations in chat that it was around in 3.1. So, yeah.
I see... I'm just taking a look. I see stable release, and I think this is the version, not the year, because it says 1903. And I'm pretty sure Paint did not... Well, actual literal Paint was out by then, but not Microsoft Paint. That was 1985, the year I was born. In Windows 1.0.
Really?
Yeah.
Smite is on to level 5, but is on his last life. So this run could come to an end at any time, but they do have the potential to catch up.
I can't believe we're watching this game.
We're
Well,
doing this
why would you
for
do
an
this to
hour.
us, Tristan?
Tristan!
I just really, respect these two racers, and this is how I decided to show it.
Is this respect or PTSD from having 12 vetoes?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe a little bit of that too. I mean, we know that Smite and ProtonJon have both seen a lot of garbage.
Yeah, they're extremely known for playing bad video games, and honestly, they're competitive. I know that they are both doing well in the other tournament as well, the full 170-person tournament for Kusogrande. So pulling out the stops is not unexpected.
Now, Chad is asking what Chad did to deserve this. You all know what you did.
Yeah. Did you see you during SGDQ? This is your punishment.
Wait, what?
I wasn't
I
going to
was gonna
say
say-
that, but okay.
Wow. I was just saying they tuned in for Kusogrande, and what did they expect?
Oh, okay. That
We
too.
don't need to actually attack chat.
Sorry, Chad. I love you.
Might just game over, don't know.
Smite, no.
See what you've done? You've antagonized chat. For a
No,
second.
I love them. Chat, I'm so sorry. Can you forgive me? I'll give you I'll give you Railcoon's cookies.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna give cookies to you, but I'll give them to chat now that you're on their side.
Wow. I feel betrayed.
Oh, they won't forgive me. Oh no.
Does that mean I still get my cookies?
No. Oh, okay.
Why do you do this, Brasentia?
I don't know. Well, you know what, chat? We'll go ahead and do something better. We'll have a game with a higher frame rate for the third match tonight.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
No, I promise. I promise.
I'm pretty sure unless the final game is super highlight, that is a pretty safe promise.
Well, I promise. I can make that promise. Oh.
So I've spent most of today knowing I was going to give this out, and I've been trying to think of a worse game than this. And I'm not even kidding. I cannot think of a worse game than this. Someone help
I can
me here.
think of games that I would rather play this over.
Oh,
For
really?
example, Pink Jelly. Pink Jelly keeps coming back to mind because here's the deal. I am super against mediocre games or games that just have repeated gameplay that lasts forever and ever. And like, even though this game definitely does not have too many new mechanics throughout, it still adds something new, and the levels are actually somewhat differently designed. Pink Jelly is a bootleg that was made, of course, by Hummer Team. Yeah, Hummer Team. It came out on the same cart that also had Titanic, which everybody is familiar with, and it's just so dreadfully mediocre and boring. Yeah, this is definitely much better. Definitely much better and more enjoyable than Pink Jelly. So there you go, Tristan. You have impressed one person here.
Well, I'll take your word on that.
But honestly, pretty much every game that we have has some sort of merit to it. And the music, I would say, has merit. And good job for these guys who never made a game before putting this together. Probably should have stayed on the floppy rather than actually being put on a computer. But, you know, at least they gave it a shot.
Because this music has a lot of effort put into it. Like, you have serious limitations when it comes to making music for platforms like this, but they've got multiple instruments, they've got layering, they've got... I'm assuming most of the game's actual like storage size is the music.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised.
So I can't really agree that this is good music for the platform. It's serviceable. There's another game that on the MSX that I'm really familiar with by the name of Hinotori, which admittedly is a AAA title. Konami wrote it, but it has amazing music that is just does things that when you understand this is what you can do with the MSX audio processor, this doesn't seem quite as good.
Okay, but you have to realize Konami, it's a crime if a Konami game doesn't have amazing music. That's just
very
what
true.
They did. So you can't take two random people who were probably in their garage, you know, had a fuel-powered computer. I imagine that's all they had, you know. They had a fuel generator just powering up their computer. And this is what they were able to do.
Okay, I'll grant you that. It's comparing to Konami is probably not exactly fair.
I'm not saying this music is great. I'm just saying there's a lot. You can hear the effort put into this music. That's my point here. Like,
yeah,
when you compare that to the effort on the walk cycle.
Okay, just to recap, ProtonJon is in the lead, having gotten at some point to the final half of stage 8, and Smite game overed at stage 5. So they are in second.
I'm so sad for Smite.
Why are you sad for Smite?
Because he died. And that's sad.
You make it sound like the game killed him.
But this is loser's bracket. If he loses this match, he's free.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, Smite. Maybe you should be cheering for a loss. I have no idea.
ProtonJon just called the music a Casio keyboard demo song.
Look, I love Casio keyboards, okay?
Someone in chat is asking if the frame rate is as expected, and yes, everything you've seen has been exactly the same as when I played through this game. It's exactly the same as every video I found of this game, which, by the way, there is no proof that anyone but me, and there's not actually proof of that, there is no proof that anybody has gotten past the first world in this game. There's no video of it.
So you're saying you could easily claim world record if you had recorded it?
Yes, I have finished this game. I did not record my playthrough of it. There is no full recorded playthrough of it, so anyone who finishes it gets a free world record.
But at what cost? You say free, but I'm not convinced it's free. Oh no. Far worse than free.
There's a debt to be paid for playing the game.
How did this actually get released? By a team of homebrew hackers on a monthly software disc magazine. So not through a publisher.
You know what? I love that. Honestly, for something that's set out with the magazine, give games like this out, It's fine. Somebody's going to put it on and play it for 5 seconds and be like, wow, that was a mistake, and then play something else on the disc. I mean,
Wow.
I had plenty of those, 100 games on a CD thing, and, most of them were just demos, and they were fun to browse through and find, something that was actually enjoyable, something that was actually playable. So the thing is, I think this was probably just one of those filler games that they're like, sure, slap it on there. Nobody will play it, but whatever, we just got to fill space. And now we get a full hour of gameplay.
Yeah, I appreciate the hell out of the group that did this for, creating something. It's more than I've done in the game development department, but it's such a spectacle. This had to happen.
Yeah, the thing with those 100 game discs that you're talking about, I'm used to about 20 to 30% of those not even functioning. They just don't even run. So this is already above that bar in that you can play it.
Exactly. It's not good, but it's playable.
Sorry, ProtonJon and Smite are around the same area. I believe Smite is up to level 7 here, so we may possibly see contention for the lead.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
I'd also be willing to say that this is probably the most people who have ever seen this game. Congratulations, everybody.
And that's something I do. Anytime I submit for a marathon or anytime I do something for Kusogrande, I try to share something completely new. And I can say with a fair amount of confidence that for 99.9% of people, or maybe even everyone but me and Jeff for some reason, this is completely new.
Oh, Jeff.
Oh, it was not Smite who was on 7. It was ProtonJon. I got my screens mixed up.
John moving to 8.
ProtonJon is a
6.
1 or 2 levels ahead, but Smite has gotten further than he did on his previous playthroughs, so...
Yeah, Smite is starting to catch up. It doesn't look super close, but honestly, there could technically be a lead change. We just have to see if Smite can get through these levels, quote-unquote, quickly.
It's interesting because they've both been progressing by kind of just taking it slow, and now that we're in the last 15 minutes, it's at that point where, okay, maybe you try and speed up a little bit. You've got the hang of the controls at this point, especially since Kristen's point out you can buffer movements very nicely, so how much do you risk going faster?
Yeah, the one problem with the buffering movements is it's not, if you try to do a running jump, that is, you've been moving right for a while, and now, while still holding right, you want to jump. It is not consistent if you jump on the next frame or the next frame.
So ideally you want to stop and then jump?
You want to stop and then buffer a jump by either holding right first to take a step and jump, or up first to just jump where you are. Yeah.
Oh no. Did Smite just...
No, he's fine.
He beat it.
It was just a pretty simple stage. Yeah, that was an unironic cool stage in chat. This is actually where John died last time.
No!
Yeah,
That is exactly where he died last time.
I think it's the same block even.
I think so.
Yeah, those are deceptively mean because due to the buffering nature, if you just tap right, there is a non-zero chance that about a quarter of a second later you'll move, even if you've let go of the key.
Yeah, so here's the deal, everybody. If you want, you can get a free world record. And if you really want, you can submit this to GDQ Express. Submissions are currently open.
Oh my god, please
It's
no.
not going to be accepted. Okay, I'm calling
I thought
it
you were
right
gonna
now.
say
It's
Big
not-
Bad Game-a-thon.
No, please don't submit it there. I don't want to watch that video. We'd probably accept it, though.
Could you see someone lugging an MSX to a GDQ though to run this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Submit it
so
to
in the
GDQ.
past, we've had a Commodore 64. We had an original Apple IIe. There's been at least one other really weird game system that's been lugged to a GDQ to play strange games.
I mean,
How
we had the
holy
Atari
hell did you
Lynx.
capture an apple.
It was. They had a system and they brought it. I don't know how it worked, but they had a capturable apple. That was the
Impressive.
that was the Oregon Trail Run, I think, right?
Yes,
on level eight.
that was done by Skybills, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a blast to watch. I love Skybills.
So both racers are on the same level. Both are making progress over their PBs. And we have about 9 minutes left.
Smite might be able to catch up right here. Like
We
This
do
is
need
ProtonJon
to
is-
we do need to take note of exactly how many blocks John makes it onto.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Okay,
John!
so he's past the little dipsy doodle.
Oh my gosh!
That
Okay,
is
Past the
progress for him.
blocks.
now over the mushrooms. Don't eat them. Okay, good. I don't think you can eat them, but I imagine.
This
You
is
know,
the
if
most
you could-
intense frame ever.
No, Smite! Oh.
How did this race become
What?
so close? What? How did he
John
die?
even die there?
I don't know.
The
This
death
race-
field extends beyond the pit there for some reason. I died the same way when I played.
Oh no!
No!
The platform dropped and it ate his jump input, I think.
Oh, Smite died. I think that is
Oh.
the nail in
That's
the coffin
probably
right
it.
there. Well, let's go ahead and keep watching ProtonJon to see how far he can make it, if he can beat this stage. If not, if he
This is
dies,
level-
I'm going to go ahead and call it.
This is level 8?
Yeah, this is 8.
He's so close to just showing us the World 2 palette.
Well, I mean, we could still see it if John finishes the next 3 stages. Is there enough time?
Well,
I don't
There's
No,
enough
especially
time, yeah.
Level 7 was very short. So it depends on how short the next stages are.
My guess is that John is just taking a breather, reading the manual. My guess is there's no manual.
There's
think
no
there was a-
manual.
Yeah, they couldn't find a manual, but I think you just gave them a control screen.
I just told them use the arrow keys because that's all there is.
Oh, that's kind. Oh my gosh.
John, you're going way too fast for this.
Yeah, this is stressing me out.
It never looks like he's gonna make it. Yeah, there was a fantastic readme screen that you posted, or was that the other match? I think that was the other match.
I mean,
Didn't
the
you
other
think so?
match I gave the manual.
Yeah. Okay, can you make this jump this time?
That's not gonna make it. is it?
Oh, he's
it does
thrilled.
make
Oh,
it.
we made it!
Wow.
All right, well, we're gonna see level 9 at least.
Yeah, level
Alright.
9.
2 more levels to show us the next level palette.
Gotta go through the maze first.
You know, give you the opportunity to get lost in the one place that you have a non-linear path.
It's so good.
I'm pretty sure these load times are going to preclude us from hitting World 2.
Now, remember, everybody, if you're not getting enough of this thrilling action, we've got one more match coming up after this. And guess what? It will probably have, like, at least 15 times the frames of this game.
Please. I hope so.
I'm relatively sure it will.
Like, I'm torn because I'm fascinated by this game, but I'm reaching the point where it's hard to keep looking at it.
I can completely understand that, yes.
I don't know. At least it's not blinking or anything.
Oh, that would be awful if it was blinking.
Like, Railcoon, I can always give you, it could be worse, and Tristan tends to choose those games that hurt eyes, although this hurts in a much milder sense than usual.
That was never deliberate.
You just do it, though. It's always you, Tristan.
This is
pretty
why
sure
I've
he
started
wasn't-
actually completely finishing these horrible games before giving them out.
The worst
Oh.
game for me that I've ever had to watch was Mohawk and Headphone Jack, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't responsible for that one.
Oh, yeah. That one's hard to watch. But
We're on level
PJ
10.
did such a good run of that at GDQ. Level 10! Oh
You
my
can
gosh,
do
we
it.
might see World 2.
We might see World 2, or the game might just explode in softlock like it did for me at the end of World 2. But I'm thinking that's more that there's no more game after World 2.
Now, everybody remember, progress is based off of how far they made it at any given point. If ProtonJon died and it was a game over, that's okay. He made it to level 10, and that definitely establishes him as first place for this match.
Yeah, this match is essentially over. We're just watching to see if he can make it to World 2 because we've been told it's great.
It's very important, yeah.
No need to stop a good run. We want to see where he can take this.
We'll do similar things if somebody's close to finishing a game as well. See if they actually can get the completion.
Yep.
ProtonJon came a frame from getting killed by one of those weird little robot things.
Wow.
Literally a frame.
Wait, so question. If you get game over on the next world, do you get to start that world?
Yeah, you start over at the beginning of World 2.
Oh my gosh. There's hope in this world. Or at least in World 2.
Alright, ProtonJon, I believe.
Can you do this? Oh my gosh, she almost died!
Oh,
John, John!
my god!
How are
that
you
was
alive?
So scary.
Ah,
That was some
Okay.
panic dolphin action there, flailing
There-
around in 2 frames a second.
Yeah, and
John,
there's a
no!
problem here. Yeah,
no!
because he's at the top of the screen. You actually can't jump higher than that.
And
Those short
we're
jumps are actually
calling
the
it.
character bonking his head, so...
That's it. Nobody can catch up.
Oh... That looked like a hard jump. I don't actually know how you're supposed to make that jump.
Well, ProtonJon does get a game over right there, but still secures that victory. No reason to have the other two players keep going through this because, this is pretty painful. This was an elimination match, and I'm a little bit sad.
Alright, I've given them both the ability to join Green Room.
Smite's like, I'm on a roll. I could make it to 110. Yeah, go for it, man. Wait, you started the timer back up?
What? I didn't start it.
Okay, I'm letting Smite know that we'll keep it running. Okay. Hello, ProtonJon. Hello, Smite. Yeah,
You
this
were
is
so close!
Calling my time. I ain't done yet. I got 3 lives. I'm cruising. I've mastered this game.
they started the timer back up so that you can keep going, Smite.
Heck yeah.
I don't think you're going to get there, but keep going.
Well,
Yeah.
if it weren't for these 30-second load times, I think I'd have it.
Okay, so like I saw a video of this and Tristan was talking about giving it and I was like, there is no way either of them have played it, but I really hope they have because this looks painful.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds
What?
me of like the first game you make when you're using one of those game making software like Game Maker.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh, it's so bad.
Well, this
Used
was
to
their
it.
first game. And I think it was their only game. It essentially came out on a demo disc for the MSX.
Well,
Oh, so this was a demo. Ooh, even better.
It was. It's not exactly a demo. It's a thing that was thrown together by a homebrew hacking group and was released on like a subscription disc thing. So it's not a full game. It's not a demo, and it's definitely not good.
What?
The question:
Yeah,
what happens after you beat the stage I died on?
You
I'll
go to
show
World
here in a
2.
minute.
Oh,
Was
okay,
there-
you've
there's
got
no
1
boss
minute,
fight or
Smite.
anything?
Keep going.
No, there's no boss fight. You just teleport to World 2, and it's hot pink.
Heck, I have
Ooh.
to see that. I've got 3 lives. I'm going into stage 6. Let's do it.
you
Go
have 40 seconds, Smite.
Oh man.
Yeah, like, luckily, once you get to World 2, you essentially get a checkpoint. And even if you game over, you start in World 2.
I was gonna ask, having to do all 10 stages with just the 3 lives seemed a bit rude. It
Hey,
mentioned points to get to recharge your energy. Was there a 1-up system at all?
I never found one.
I don't know.
So the issue I've noticed is even if you're accumulating points, your points reset every time you die. So there might be, but you have to get that many points in one life.
I just wanted to call attention to stage 6. A sweeping green plane with 2 spikes on it is the whole stage.
Oh, I like it.
It's real
Pretty
good.
Nice. Pretty
Oh, that's
challenging.
time, it looks like. We just hit the hour.
Ran over by a few seconds. I
Can't believe
apologize.
this.
We
I
may
should've
have
let
to
my
check
dog
in
play
with
that.
I think the timer's wrong. You know, you probably got to level 10.
Collusion.
Oh, so yeah, here's the deal. For everybody who's watching, like, we can see the game, we can see the frame rate. Is there anything that we're not seeing that you're feeling when you're playing?
I mean, because the frame rate is 3. Well, actually, it's like 1 every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it is. You can queue up the inputs, and that's the way to play this. And now that I've mastered that technique, I think I've got all these obstacles down.
So
The only
have that
real
exact
problem I had
right.
was like small, precise movements. That was the only small issue.
Sometimes
Oh,
you
yeah.
get them and you don't go over correctly, and
The jump that you died on, John, I'm actually not sure how you're supposed to do it.
I realized what you're supposed to do. So I was using the trick that made those blocks never fall. What you're supposed to do is let that block fall 2 or 3 spaces and then do your jump.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
if you
yeah.
hit the ceiling, you bonk and you fall straight down.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Thanks for
And,
the tips on my long play here. I'll let you know how it goes.
so congratulations, ProtonJon. You're going to be moving on. You'll be facing either Andy or NPC. You know, that's to be determined.
Oh,
Or no,
nice
Phi
and
Zoo
easy-
or
no,
Dana.
Yeah, Phi Zoo, Dana, and then whoever wins that match goes on to play Andy
Yeah.
and NPC.
Sorry, I was delusional there. Phi Zoo or Dana. Like, seriously, though, this was a blast to watch. Yeah, anything else you want to say?
How long is this game? I want to know.
It crashes after the end of World 2.
Oh,
So it's very doable.
Nice
sounds like
and
I've got
short.
a Friday night broadcast on my hands.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Well, we're not announcing the next game quite yet, but we do have it chosen, I think. We're just about ready to move on to get ready for that. So, Smite, you are free from this tournament, but not the other one, right? You're still in the full 170-person tournament, I believe.
I wasn't in that.
Oh, well, never mind then.
He's
Well,
totally
Proton-
free. He can run.
You can run.
But I am in level 8
Oh,
with 3 lives. ready to
Okay,
go.
well, we are running out of time here, so
Dang.
you're gonna have to update us. Maybe if you get to World 2, give us a screenshot in chat so we
Oh,
can see the
man.
gloriousness.
Okay.
That
I hope
would be
there's an
great.
update to the plot as well. I want to know what's going on with our main character and his villain, poor himself.
Yeah, I'll do that.
it's the plants.
But do you two have any final thoughts on this wonderful, significant pause game?
I like
How
it.
did this come out in 1996?
I mean, that is a little late, but I had a good time. Would play a sequel.
Oh, man.
I think that's
HD
called Mario
remake.
Maker.
Oh, I mean,
All right,
what with
well,
net play then.
Yeah.
I'm going to say thank you very much to both of our players here, ProtonJon and Smite. Congratulations, ProtonJon, who moves on to the losers semis and is in the top 4. Ooh,
Yay.
shiny. And thanks, Smite, for being on for us with this tournament. And we're going to take a quick break. Coming up after this, we have Dana versus Phi Zoo in the final match of the night. But as a quick reminder, I would like to say that HOTFIX is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. Please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts, and we will be back right after this. And welcome back, everyone. We are here with our final match of the night. This is going to be our last losers bracket match tonight. We had 3 of them, and we have the return of Dana from the first match going up against Phi Zoo. And once again, the winner of this will make it into the losers semi-final, guaranteeing their spot in the top 4. So we have swapped out GMs once again, and we've got Corndan with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to giving out this game tonight.
Good, because I don't know. We've had two platformers so far. We had the Daffy Duck in Hollywood. We had whatever this last game was, and now I can't even remember. It had something about plants, planitis.
Yeah.
Lost in Plantinus.
That one. Okay, and now you know what? I think we have a third platformer coming today.
It is a third platformer.
All platformers today. So what do you have, Corndan?
I have Scunny Save Our Pizzas for DOS.
No. Oh my gosh. Oh, here's the deal, okay? I hate Scunny. And mostly I know the one about the forest. I don't know about pizzas though. That's new to me.
We'll talk about pizzas here. I think this one's newer than the forest one, like 2000 or 1993 or something like that.
The forest one was one of the newest ones. I think that this is a little bit older.
It is.
Oh my god, this demo was amazing.
This is most of the game. It's a platformer where you have to save our pizzas. We'll talk about the whole story here in a second.
The demo.
Oh my gosh. We'll definitely talk about the story in just a little bit. So everybody,
getting about ready to go. Looks like
these sound effects. I'm dying.
Pretty great.
Okay. So everybody in chat, I do want you to get all of your emotes ready, including explosives, I suppose. You can get pizzas, squirrels, and nuts. All of those would be great.
Yes.
All right, both players have confirmed they're ready, and neither of them seem very happy about it. So, Brosentia, why don't you take it away?
All right, everybody spam those emotes because I'm counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, what? This is going to be something.
I mean, it's a standard early 90s DOS platformer. I had this game as a kid.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, me too. But it has, like, the best story, guys. So here is the story for you, right? Because there's a story behind this. The evil chef of Cadiz has brainwashed Italy's pizza staff and no one can remember the ingredients of the recipe for pizza.
Oh, no.
The evil conman has opened his own chain of pizza parlors that's making everybody eat a cheap look-alike made from old shoes and plastic vegetables. The Italian government contacted no less than the special agent Scunny Hardnut to ask for his help. The only way to get
Scunny Hardnut.
Yep.
Yeah, that's his name.
So the only way to get the recipe back is to travel in time to ancient Rome and retrieve the original recipe and its ingredients. Unfortunately, the chef of Cadiz has also gone back to ancient Rome, has told the Emperor Biggest Titus that Scunny is in fact a spy who's been sent to assassinate him. He's put his entire empire on alert and Scunny has to be stopped. Your visit is to visit Rome's vast empire and return with the recipe and ingredients. To ensure it doesn't happen again, you must find the evil chef and turn him into a pizza.
And turn him into a pizza.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, so there's important lore as well because his favorite food, per the lore, Scunny's favorite food is sticky nut pudding.
It's true.
Just so you know. Oh my gosh. Well, that's
the sound
good.
effects in this are actually great. Like,
yes.
The explosions, the enemies screaming, Scunny screaming. This is a wonderful change from the previous one.
So you have to collect coins and the like to bribe people later.
What?
So the coins are required?
Basically. You can use bombs to blow people up.
Okay.
And like the wine goblets and stuff like that are health.
What about the like armor pieces? Is that health as well?
I don't remember. As I said, I had this as a kid. I played it some today, and I don't remember here. So, like, Phi Zoo just found a guy to let him through. He needs 10 coins.
By the way, it does look like we have something special because Smite, if I'm not mistaken, did make it to World 2 of the previous game, lost in Plantinus.
That was provided by Tristan.
Oh, that was Tristan. Thank you, Tristan.
But yeah, that's what World 2 looks like. If you look in the middle of the overlay on the bottom, that is fantastically terrible.
That's very, very red and pink.
Very.
So, okay, what's the overall goal of this stage, Corndan? Because I know with Scunny games, they're not always just make it to the end of the level.
This one is a lot closer to make it to the end of the level than the last Scunny we had on Kusogrande. What you're looking for in the various levels are pieces of the recipe and ingredients to make pizza. Which are all at like the end of the level. And so to get there, you need to get coins to bribe people, as well as make it past all the guards without an issue.
His bombs look very clunky to use.
Super clunky. You can actually, and Dana doesn't know this because it doesn't really tell you. You can actually drop them close by, and when I walk into them, they'll go off.
Huh.
But the game doesn't do a very good job of telling you that at all.
So the strange thing about this is that this game simultaneously looks more and less playable than the other Scunny game. Here, because we had that Scunny game on my own channel, I need to explain to new people here. That game is absolutely uncontrollable. People described it as Sonic running essentially at full speed, except in grease, and the grease has like additional oil caked onto it. Like it's bad. And this doesn't have that, but at the same time, it seems like the hitboxes are just untenable. They're bad.
They're a suggestion, right? The hitboxes are 100% just a straight up suggestion of what's going on.
I'd like to point out that over on Phi Zoo's screen, he dropped a bomb next to the musician to try and kill a musician, since he was having trouble with it, and the exploding music notes landed on top of it and deleted the bomb.
Yeah, so the musician's notes are way more dangerous than you think they would be.
Yeah, they're like music notes for Jekyll and Hyde or whatever it was on NES. Like they'll just murder you.
Yeah, they're super bad. And so when you're fighting the music guys, it's best to try to catch them when they're not doing the music stuff, so you can just bounce on their head.
Phi Zoo apparently reached the first required payoff there.
Dana did as well.
Also, what chef would go back in time and destroy pizzas?
Well, the guy who doesn't really care about pizza, he's going back in time to prevent you from getting pizza.
Wait, he hates you enough that he would destroy
I
all pizzas in the known universe?
I guess so. The end of the manual, though, by the way, does say, P.S. hurry up because we are all starving.
It's true.
These musicians are a menace.
They're the worst.
Yeah, look, it just canceled out the bomb.
Yeah, this is what happens when you become a music major. You just destroy all the squirrels. They can't do anything.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
This is so bad.
I like how the high score screen just said no and listed 2 scores. On the left, it just said no. And on the right, it had 2 scores.
So, I'm inclined to believe that neither player has beaten the first level. Is that right?
That is correct.
Do you expect us?
Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
expect them to both yell at me later too.
For those who are new here, by the way, Kusogrande is the bad video game tournament. We give our players an hour to make as much progress as they can. After that hour, then whoever made the most progress at any given point of the match takes the victory. At this point, I honestly have no clue who's in the lead. We'll definitely see a better lead later on, I think, as they get used to the game.
I'm pretty sure Phi Zoo made it further than Dana on their first runs through there.
I believe that's also true, but
Dana died to the double musicians, and I saw Phi Zoo get past them, so...
So the company that made this actually has a somewhat interesting history because they pretty much only made Scunny games.
they did
and
only make Scunny games.
one of the last games that they made was Scunny Kart, which ended up actually being, if I'm not mistaken, stolen code from the people who developed Wacky Wheels.
Yes.
So,
They managed to make Wacky Wheels even more awful.
No, Wacky Wheels is better than Scunny Kart. Trust
that's
me,
what I'm
I
saying.
have played plenty of those. Yeah.
Oh, I played them both. Wacky Wheels is way better than Scunny Kart.
Here's the deal. Scunny Kart defaults at 50% speed because if you go to 100% speed, it is a ride, okay? Like, I fully recommend everybody giving that a shot because I've never laughed that hard at a kart racer before.
Well,
It's
because you couldn't do anything, it was amazing.
No, I couldn't even, like, make the first turn. It's so good.
What a nasty fall. Try again.
Hang in there. Come on, Dana. You can hang in there. I've got faith.
I love that the game taunts you based on the unique ways that you die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not even like cool taunts. It's just like, what a nasty fall. Ooh, it's so nasty.
It's like your 55-year-old aunt commenting, when you fail, like, it's okay. What a nasty fall, but you'll be fine.
I love how when you kill an enemy with the bomb, they get sent into outer space. The acceleration there is amazing.
Well, I mean, where else are bombs going to send you?
Wait, you can collect their harps after killing them?
Yeah, they're just points.
Oh, okay. I mean, might as well gather up some points, Oh, is there a timer in this game?
Not that I know of.
I do like the exclamation points around attitudes. Romans have bad attitudes!
Well, yes, I do. And it might be because you're blowing them up.
They probably didn't even know what bombs were. And here you are dropping them all over, time-traveling Scunny.
Well, yeah, you're a secret agent. All secret agents have bombs.
Must not be that secret, then. Oh my gosh, if you get pinned against a wall, you just get
Was it the end of the level?
destroyed. Oh,
Yeah, you picked up the tomatoes for the pizza.
Nice. Okay. Wait a minute. He picked up tomatoes,
Yeah, I guess.
but... Pretty sure the original pizza didn't use tomato sauce.
Well, clearly, Chef Cadiz is only concerned about American pizza.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna go ahead and say that tomatoes didn't really, they weren't a thing at this time.
That I'm not sure about.
Did he just hide the tomatoes in Rome? Was that his ultimate goal? Because if so, what a moron.
I don't know that he stole all the ingredients and went back. Right, and hid them all back there. I think there just happens to clearly be you're back there, so get the ingredients.
Okay. I don't know, I feel like the lore for this shouldn't be this complicated, but it is.
I feel like you shouldn't ask questions.
Okay, yeah, I believe you are correct. Because from a quick Google, the theory is that tomatoes originated in the Americas and didn't come back to Europe until the 1500s.
Yep, and surprise, people thought they were poisonous. Why? Because they used lead plates, and the acid in the tomatoes ended up causing the lead to leach into the food a lot faster. So essentially, if people ate tomatoes, they got sick. Turns out it was the plates, not the tomatoes. Little possible history for y'all. It may or may not be true. Don't do a Google search on that, please.
I'll spare you that one.
Okay. Well, you can, Railcoon. Just tell me later.
Off air?
Oh. Yeah, I do feel bad. Yeah, sure. Off air, on air, whatever. I feel bad for Phi Zoo because, yeah, he's definitely trying to get through this. It's just that this game is definitely not very accurate. It's very approximate.
So what I'm getting is that the musicians are very similar to the Hammer Bros in the original Super Mario Bros.
Except
very random.
They hate you about twice as hard.
They seem very unpredictable, and unless you've got some sort of RNG manipulation, you're jumping over them and praying. Seems to be the strategy.
I mean, it's not the worst strategy. Okay, Phi Zoo just needs to not get caught between any of these guards. Because if so, that's going to be insta-death. So, as far as I can tell, it seems like this game is fairly forgiving with tracking progress. Does it keep track of how far you made it, Corndad?
As far as like a level goes, right?
Okay.
As soon as you die, you're gonna go back to the start of the game.
Or as soon as you game over?
Yeah, as soon as you game over. But like if you die, you'll start it back at the beginning of the level.
Okay.
Oh my god, that combo!
What? Oh, Dana. Oh, I'm so sad.
That was amazing. Well, that answers our questions on any potential questions on if you have iframes or not.
Nope.
That was brutal.
No iframes.
So what people are asking in chat, was this a game people bought, or was it something they got if they ordered 2 medium pizzas and a Coke? And the answer is people bought this game. Up until fairly recently, you could still go to Copysoft's website and buy this game.
I think it was earlier this year that you could buy it, but they took it down.
I think it was like last week or something.
It was extremely recently, yeah. I feel a little bit bad that it's not on sale now. I honestly really think that it's fantastic that people who did develop things are able to sell it to people who are looking to buy it. It's off the market now, but hopefully it'll make a comeback.
I thought you were about to say that they could sell these to people who don't know better.
Well, that too, yeah. But this also existed in the era of shareware. So I think most people probably tried this as a shareware game, decided it wasn't going to be worth their time, and I don't imagine that it sold very well, but it sold some.
I mean, it clearly sold enough that there were more Scunny games that were made.
Mind you, almost all of the, I think, 7 or 8 games that they made within a year. So, like, they made more Scunny games, but how can you judge about making your 6th game when your first one just came out, I don't feel like they really gave this much thought, and they were just trying to make a quick cash out.
Well, I mean, they gave it enough thought that they could make 6 games, and we would be here talking about it, 30 years later.
It's true. It's true.
So, going back to the game here real quick, it's interesting that Dana has reached a point where he's very low on bombs through this entire level, and it seems like preserving his bomb count is really important. So he's having to get
Yes.
really accurate at using his bombs so he doesn't waste any.
Well, and what happens here is that every time you die, it resets your coins and bombs.
It looks like Dana is through a second level, though. That's going to be helpful. Yeah, if you lose your coins and bombs, that is probably pretty problematic.
How many levels are there?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Good.
Enough.
Are there bosses in this game, or is it just collect the ingredients?
It's all like correct. There is one boss, right? The last guy, you have to turn him into a pizza.
Wait, you get to turn him into a pizza? Yeah, that's right.
Believe
Do you
so,
eat him?
but I really hope not.
I just have to ask.
Did you see that? I think Dana cloned an enemy drop. Yeah, look at that.
Ah,
Yeah, occasionally it happens.
wow, that's weird. But good job, Dana, for finding a useful glitch.
Do you get anything from scoring this game, like lives?
Don't think so. Not to
Because
my recollection.
Really cool if you got lives.
Yeah, honestly, if you did, that might actually make this game playable a little bit more.
That
Not
jump
necessarily
looks
great.
ridiculous.
I don't think it can actually be done. The way
Yeah,
Dana.
it looks like there might be an invisible wall up there. Because you should be able to make that jump.
Well, the other important thing to note is it is.
Oh, this is a good game. Oh,
I love the noises that Scunny makes.
they're
I
so
believe it-
loud.
I believe it lets you continue too, right? So if you lose all of your,
So if you lose all your what?
all your lives, you can go back to the level you were on. Because I believe Dana's continued since.
Oh, I hope so, yeah. Because if you couldn't, that would be... I don't know. It would make this incredibly frustrating. I'm thinking the other Scunny game that we had on one of the Kusogrande matches, it's just absolutely unplayable. And, like, people died, what, 20, 30 times on each stage?
Oh, absolutely.
It was impressive. Like, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a lot more death. Phi Zoo's getting pretty close to the end of this stage, though, as far as I can tell. I'm hoping. He managed to pay off the dude standing there not doing anything. The ruffian. The
I think he's got one more to go. At this stage, if I remember correctly, you had to find another, like, 8 or 9 coins, and there's another catapult guy you have to pay off
Really?
to get to the tomatoes, yeah.
Oh.
Because he
Why
just
so
passed
many
the
catapult
double
dudes?
musician. He's very close, actually.
Why is this stage so long, and why do the music notes explode? I have a lot of questions about music.
So, and you guys should see on Dana's screen that it confirmed that you can continue from where you left off.
Phi Zoo is dropping some really strong information there. If you notice Phi Zoo's jumps above the guard, every single one of those was an attempt to drop the bombs. Corndam,
Yeah,
did you kind of struggle
I'm just trying to
with
make
that?
sure if he's having actual control issues or not.
I did not have that issue. And I tried both keyboard and joystick. Dana did drop in Discord chat that Dana has also not had problems with the joystick.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I was just pointing out that if he does need time to fix his controls, we usually do offer that.
The
It's
little
not
bonus.
fair to lose because you're having control issues, you know?
Yep.
He is very close to the end. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Phi Zoo has the tomato, so you're... And it will be, you know, Phi Zoo will be happy to note that there'll be right continues from
Ooh. The combo.
That combo is rude.
Oh, it's so
It's so
good.
bad.
It's so good. Oh, jeez. So I've never been to Rome. How accurate is this? Anybody know?
Not-
I have
Are
no
you
idea.
sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I see a lot of bricks. I think that's accurate. Spears? They had
Oh.
spears.
Dana just found an extra life. And it did
Oh,
not appear to be
nice,
because
Dana.
of points. I think it was just a pickup that was hidden behind the wall.
Yeah, it was definitely a pickup. Dana's had more, a lot higher score than just 20,000.
Okay, Chad is also saying it's not accurate. Fine. I guess I'll have to go visit Rome myself. And as it turns out, I'm going to be sponsored by Games Done Quick, the channel here. Thank you
Wait,
for
what?
buying me a flight to Rome.
Oh,
Whatever, just throw me in with the luggage. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a nice flight. Oh, I just want to remind people, by the way, that this is the Kusogrande Invitational. We have 16 people who are battling it out in double elimination. This is a loser's bracket match. Whoever loses this match is out. They probably don't mind, though, because the games aren't exactly the highest quality. We've got Scunny. Save our pizzas today.
We are saving pizzas.
Thank goodness, okay? So at this point, Dana has made it to stage 3. That is a pretty significant amount of progress. Phi Zoo is on stage 2. Neither player has seen this game before, so they're just trying to figure out how to make any progress at all. And unfortunately, it's really difficult.
so Dana needs 3 more coins, and I think he has to get them by jumping under these platforms here, but he's checking a lot of them. Most of them don't seem to have coins. Oh, there we go. Hidden wall. That's rude.
Yeah, a little bit.
I hate this music. Can I just say that? Like, it wasn't bad for the first 2 minutes, but it's really
But-
grating on me.
But now that we're 25 minutes in, it makes a difference.
Oh, it makes a difference. It's getting there.
I like the soundtrack minus the music. Like, all of the sound effects are great.
The sound effects are great, but this music is just so not okay. Hey, Dana finished another level. On to the stronghold. Is it worse than the first Scunny's music? Honestly, I can't recall the first Scunny's music at this point. It's been too long.
You've blocked that out of your memory.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But I mean, listen to these sound effects. They're so good.
They are. The bomb sound and the Romans screaming as they get launched into orbit by the bombs. It's great. Even the little squeaks that Scunny makes when he gets damaged.
You mean the...
Ow!
I moved my microphone away, I swear.
Thank you. It was appreciated.
Okay.
It's interesting that you can push these springs.
Yeah. Okay.
At this point, Dana is assuming he needs every coin that he can get.
It's not an unreasonable assumption.
Oh no, I would trust it.
Yeah, because on the last level, he got exactly the number of coins to progress.
Oh my gosh. I just need the music to stop. That's all I want, Railcoon.
You can turn off the music. You don't have to listen to the music.
No, I do. Because I have to suffer with you. I have to be here.
If he admitted to not listening to the music, we would never let him hear the end of it.
Yeah. I've never muted the music for any of the games that we've had, Railcoon.
Not even...
Not even the ones that...
Gear.
Yeah. Which we were talking about earlier, Railcoon. Apparently you played Tasmania Game Gear as a child and loved it?
I could go upstairs and get it. I won't during the broadcast, but I have that within reach.
That's some of the worst music in existence.
I don't have a Game Gear that can capture, sadly, or, you know, we could set this up.
I
I actually liked that game.
Yeah, and that's why you're here today.
I mean, this is why I just played Dragon's Lair with no complaints.
Because you don't know any better?
You gave me what was supposed to be an infamous bad game from Kusogrande, and I'm like, this is a game. It works.
Sorry. Oh, I could eat tacos here. Okay, thank you.
What about tacos?
Oh, hi. Justin made tacos, and we got our messages confused. And I thought I was gonna get done at 7:45 because I cannot pay attention to anything right now, I guess.
Oh no, he jumped right into the spike ceiling.
No, Data! At least he got a new high score, maybe.
Wombo combo.
Oh, nope.
Those were spikes. I'm loving the high score names from Dana. It's very strong.
You know, they're both getting used to this game. I think they're, you know, giving it a harder time than it deserves. You know, at least it's not that game that we had right before this one.
Oh, at least it's not Rockman X4.
Oh yeah, also not Rockman X4. It has a frame rate. It, like, functions?
Yeah, I mean, this is a functional video game.
Yeah.
It doesn't look terrible, it just looks weird, is what I would say.
Well, it looks very 90s, is what I'd say. Like, Duke Nukem, the original, wasn't very visually awesome. It was okay, you know.
You're talking about the DOS Duke Nukem?
Yes.
I played that one and the sequel a bunch as a kid as well.
Oh, I played it a bunch as well, you know, but honestly, you know, you think of stuff like that, Commander Keen, Jill of the Jungle, you know, all the classics. Phi Zoo, stop making really loud noises. I'm listening to Phi Zoo's audio, just FYI. And it's just bouncing noises. But yeah, all of those games back then, they didn't really focus too much on the graphics. They dealt with what they had, and the graphics were usually okay.
And us computer, you know, players who just had a PC at the time just had to suck it up because that's all we got.
Yeah, so
about the old DOS games that I played as a kid. Have you ever played QBasic Gorilla?
Oh yeah.
What?
There's a QBasic game that came on DOS as part of the QBasic package. It came with Gorilla and Nibbles, and it was two gorillas on either side of a cityscape. And you entered a velocity and an angle, and they threw exploding bananas at each other.
This looks familiar.
Which everybody would disregard for playing Scorched Earth instead.
Yeah, I probably played this a little bit. Like, this looks extremely familiar.
it's amazing because it's like out of all of those early games of that type that everybody played, that one actually had a really like functional wind meter in Gorilla.
Yeah, there's an arrow. And it points. That's how you know which way the wind's blowing.
Oh my god, how do you get past this knife guy? Oh, you can just go under him? Okay, then.
Oh, wait. Why is there just loaves of bread?
bread?
Are they just gonna mash up the bread?
Well, I guess.
Okay.
Why? I mean, why wouldn't they?
I mean, I've got some reasons why you wouldn't.
With the way that Dana's going through this, like, I don't know how many more levels there are. He can get a completion at this rate.
And Phi Zoo's not far behind him.
True.
I think he's about a stage and a half behind currently.
No, like half a stage behind.
Yeah, it's not that far at all. Like, honestly, Phi Zoo could definitely make a comeback in just a little bit.
Phi Zoo definitely has already been making a comeback.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, this gladiator walks so slowly.
Well, can you blame him? I mean, his job is to die, so that's a crappy job.
Those spears do a lot of damage. That was actually half his health bar. Somebody just asked in chat, is this the worst game of all time? Very much no.
Not even close.
Oh, funny questions. I like
I'd
funny
say
questions.
this is probably one of the better looking games we've had on the Invitational.
Actually, yeah, we have had some true terror when it comes to video games here.
I mean, it's legitimately playable.
I mean, it is bad. Like, no questions about it. This game is definitely bad. I mean, bad enough that even Game FAQs doesn't have an FAQ on it, so you know it's bad. But it's just still playable, and that's better than a lot of the games that we've had.
Yes, it's a complete game. And that's about the best review we can give of this game.
I think Dana just collected lions' heads.
Yeah,
Yes. Are those for the pizza?
But they weren't lions. There were Romans that were crawling around on their hands and knees wearing fake lion heads.
Oh, okay. Do you use the lion heads for the pizza? That's my question.
I don't think you do.
I think they were just score pickups. Yeah, see, it's just a person.
They're health pickups.
Oh,
Wait.
are they? Oh, they are? Wow.
Wow, you eat a lion's head. That's nice.
I don't understand why they're crawling around in lion costumes.
Because the Emperor said so.
And both players are on the same stage.
Ooh.
Phi Zoo is starting to catch up.
Those are very generous platforms. It looks
Oh
like
my
you don't actually
gosh.
have to line up the height. I think you just have to hold right and it snaps you.
That's actually really kind.
It is. That jump looked like it would have been very hard otherwise. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no!
Okay, Dana testing to see if he's able to go back. It's a smart move.
That's a valid. That's a.
he drops a bomb. Dana really does not like that Roman's attitude. Let's
I'm not sure if
be
he's
real here.
actually able to backtrack here properly or not. Because of the big pit to the left.
I don't know.
He's gonna have to make a leap of faith here, I think. Oh, yeah?
Okay, he can. It's a little bit scary. Honestly, it comes down to who can get all of the coins fastest. Or
Yeah.
at least like 20 of the coins.
Well, it looks like, yeah. It seems like Phi Zoo's found that some of the coins are hidden in the pits.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, at least one of them.
Oh no.
So another thing Dana found is, you
Right.
see this ceiling that's above Phi Zoo right now?
Yeah,
if you jump on these ceilings, there's some coins in there, and then you have to go up behind the wall above this guy. I don't think Dana hit every tile on his way through here.
I don't
There might
think
be
he
some
did.
here, and I don't think Phi Zoo did either.
I'm going to go
Hard to
ahead and
tell for
say
sure.
as well that honestly, a lot of the people who you see playing these games, yeah, in general, they don't enjoy the individual games that they get too much. But oftentimes afterwards, I'll see people go back and play the games again, and just to see how far they can get, because you know, spending 1 minute with a bad game, you're going to say it's bad and you'll never touch it again. Spending an hour in order to sort of digest what the game's about often helps you see some odd sort of charm to it. Even if it's a terrible game, which this game is, there's still some charm.
I'm sorry, I fully agree with you, but Dana just found the 10th coin and took the moment to tell us that he's very mad in chat.
Well, and so the funny thing with that is, I believe Phi Zoo only checked the right side of that pit and not the left side of that pit.
But he did die.
Alright, so Dana just has to make it back to the end here. Thankfully, these platforms seem very generous. No! That's gonna reset all of his coins.
Oh,
He has to do
no!
it again.
How did he
Phi-
even die?
He just
fell in the
missed.
pit.
Wait, Dana
Oh, he
just...
just gives you a chance to catch up.
Oh, yeah, he did. I didn't realize those were pits. I thought that they were just ground with moving towers around them. I don't know. Let's just say that maybe the graphics could help a little bit more than they're helping right now.
Well, I mean, the game is 26 years old. It's not going to be...
They could
This
patch
race is
it.
actually really close now.
Yeah, this is ridiculously close.
He didn't hold on it, so I didn't see all the names on Phi Zoo's high scores, but one of them was swear words. He just wrote out swear word.
I love it. Yeah, this is sort of what happens in some of these matches. You know, you think that one person is in the lead, that there's no hope the other person can catch up, but then right here we are, essentially tied again.
Coins.
Dana! He's a little obsessed now.
I think if the quality of the high score names was being judged, I think Dana would solidly be winning. But that is not actually one of the criteria we go for on who's winning.
You're correct. In fact, what we go for is who has made the most progress at any given point during the match. They only have an hour. Both of them have made it to the stage, but because Dana has collected more coins than Phi Zoo, technically that would be a lead. Also, he talked to one of the guards in order to give some of the coins. So Dana, by both measures, has made more progress. Phi Zoo definitely has a chance to pass him, though. If he can manage to get the coins and give them to the guard before Dana does, then that'll be a lead change.
Yeah, I think even if... So, the other thing is to consider, it might be if he gets all of the coins and makes it past the jump that Dana did. If he gets past the first guard, that might be considered further. That would be a Cadus call.
Yep.
Because
Well,
being our referee, like, sometimes you have to make some judgment calls on who gets further. But
Yes.
possessing all of the coins needed to finish the level and making it slightly further than Dana might also be a valid way of judging that he's further. We'll see. We have enough time left. I think one of them is going to make it past that point, and we'll see another level. So I don't think they're going to be walled here for 20 minutes, but it's interesting to think about, like, how much counts as forward progress.
Yeah, those
The lions just ate him. Sort of. Hard. Like, they're not real lions, but maybe they still ate him. I don't know. This is ancient Rome.
Oh, that combo!
Oh no! Watch those weapons.
So, yeah, Phi Zoo's missing out on 4 more coins to the left there. That he'll be so angry when he finds out that's where they are.
I hate Scunny.
I mean, I can't blame you, Dana. Trust me, I hate Scunny as well.
This is great.
This is worth it.
Oh, Cordan. Like, I did not expect to see a Scunny video game today, but here we are, and I'm kind of very happy about it.
I'm kind of surprised that you figured you wouldn't see a Scunny game.
I mean, I was hoping no Scunny.
I mean, there's like 3 more of them we could do.
I feel like Scunny is just one of those games where when you see it, you're like, yeah, that's about right for Kusogrande, but you're never expecting it.
Well, considering how many different versions as well, like, this is one of the games that shows up, and honestly, the players are definitely suffering more than the viewers, even if we're complaining about the music.
Yes.
Oh, the spear! Oh!
Those spears are the worst.
So good.
I'm pretty confident that Dana can make it through here. It's just will Phi Zoo figure it out first.
That's kind of
So
unbelievable.
close.
Somebody actually has a Scunny emote on Twitch.
Really?
Really?
It was in chat, yeah. I'm both happy and sad about that. It's like I don't know. I feel like my life has changed at this very moment.
Is it changed for the better?
I don't know.
Probably not.
It's like growing up. Like, yeah, you get to eat cookies and nobody yells at you, but at what cost? You get to eat Railcoon's cookies and nobody yells at you.
I'm still
Sorry,
salty about this
Sorry.
cookie thing.
Twitch chat gets your cookies. It's just how it is.
But you said they don't get the cookies because they didn't accept them.
I get the cookies.
Okay, Corndad gets the cookies. Whatever, we took your cookies.
I'm upset by this.
Well, too bad.
You shouldn't have had delicious cookies.
I didn't even know that cookies were, like, on the table until they were suddenly removed.
Well, that's
should've thought
cookie
ahead.
neglect. Yeah.
I actually
I
like this
think-
from Dana. He's full health and he's leaving the health pick up on the ground instead of picking it up.
It's a good plan.
I think he's still missing
So-
a few coins.
I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a load of crap, right? That you blow up a bomb next to 2 guys with lion stuff on their head, right? And it only blows up one of them.
Yeah, it's true. That's
Like, why is that one a pit? Oh, Dana can't remember where the other coins were. And Phi Zoo's at the same place with also missing 3 coins.
oh no. Oh, like Phi Zoo's gonna get through these jumps though. Yeah, the bad thing is that when you
forgot.
oh no, never mind. I lied.
Oh my goodness. I
So
love the commentary from Dana.
one thing that you probably didn't notice, but I want to point out, maybe some people noticed, when you are falling in a direction and then you hit the opposite button in order to sort of counteract the momentum, instead of gradually changing it like a good game Mario does,
It's immediate.
it is instant. So, and you maintain the same velocity, it's just opposite direction now. No cookies for the lying commentator? Oh, Railcoon, I'm sorry, no cookies for you. You liar.
What? What did I lie about?
I don't know.
But chat says no cookies for you.
Yeah.
Well, he's choosing to interpret that means me when they said for the lying commentator. Wouldn't that be Prosentia?
Nope.
Well, it's not me.
Yeah, for sure. We all know it's not Corndan, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Railcoon.
All the hatred today.
Ah. I'm having a blast, though. Like, honestly, today has been an amazing series of matches. It's just been a joy to be back, you know, after SGDQ and how awesome that was, to just be able to sit here and watch other people play video games and not have to play them ourselves.
This is a good game to close out on today.
You mean it's good to come back after SGDQ and subject like 3,000 people to this?
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
He got trapped against the wall by the lion and just took 3 hits without any knockback. Just instantly died.
The lions are jerks.
They'll do that.
Is thinking that they meant no cookies for Prosentia because he lied about what Rome looks like.
No, I was asking. I've never been there. I've never been to Rome. How would I know? You've been there, Railcoon.
No, I haven't.
Wait, what? Then how were you able to tell me this was inaccurate, you liar?
Because I've researched it?
I hate this music. Okay, it's coming back to haunt me. I really, really dislike this music. But luckily, we only have 10 minutes left.
And it's going to basically come down to the wire here.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we'd be stuck here for this long because Dana was so close. Phi Zoo close.
And Phi Zoo basically made one whole run that was like every level in the game.
Yeah, he had a really good run there. He was pretty significantly behind and then suddenly understood this game and made a really big comeback. And Dana just can't remember where the last couple coins are, so if Phi Zoo figures it out before him, he could take the lead pretty easily.
Phi Zoo doesn't know that he needs 20 coins, though. That is... I think that's going to be a rage moment if Phi Zoo discovers that.
Yep. I'm kind of expecting the yelling in Discord about that.
I'm so excited. I want to see him.
I was going to say, Brosentia's probably looking forward to it.
Oh, 100%.
I'm pretty sure that's in reason on why she wanted a Kusogrande admins team, is just to watch his fellow admins rage.
Well, I'm pretty sure Prosentia is letting us pick games so that he's not the one in trouble, right, and being yelled at when these come around.
I mean, that's part of it.
I mean, Daffy Duck seems reasonable. Daffy Duck seems reasonable compared to what we're doing.
I mean, Daffy Duck was a fun game. It's not good, but I enjoyed playing it. Well, we are down to just under 9 minutes left. At this point, Dana has made the most progress. I believe he's gotten through one of the guards, made it to the second guard. Phi Zoo has not made it to either of the guards, and so it does not currently have as much progress. There's still time, though, since they're on the same stage. One of them can definitely pass the other one.
I also believe that since Dana found all the coins he needs to progress, that would also put him ahead if Phi Zoo were to get through the first guard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Phi Zoo just found some of those extra coins now.
I think Dana did too. He just picked up 3 extra he didn't have the last time.
Yeah, and Dana knew the coins were there.
Yeah, he just forgot.
Dana has picked up all of the coins before.
Like, here's the deal. Phi Zoo is getting pretty good at getting all of the same coins and getting through this stretch relatively quickly.
But did Phi Zoo get all of them? Yes, he did. He's got
did.
all 20. He's
All
heading ahead of Dana.
Oh my gosh. This
Make his jump, he'll take the lead.
If Phi Zoo can make it to...
Oh no!
But that's all the coins he needs.
This is not.
Yeah, and you can see how generous the moving platform is. I don't think Phi Zoo has figured out that you can just hit the platform and it clips you to the top yet. So he's trying to be really precise and he keeps messing it up. And Dana, there we go, finds the flower. Is this the boss fight? Because, I mean, I'm not sure what other ingredients he needs at this point.
The dungeons! Uh-oh.
No,
Well,
there's
he
another
needs
level,
cheese.
okay. Oh, he does need the cheese, right.
Cheese on pizza. Wow. Wait, why did they get flour and bread?
Well, because you need garlic bread to go with your pizza.
Well, you have to knead the dough. Have you
Like,
ever tried to knead dough without covering it with a little bit of flour first?
I mean, I suppose, but it was like literally bread. Like literally loaves of bread. I don't know. I just don't know. I'll leave this question for the philosophers.
Exploding ninja stars in Rome.
Okay,
Don't
that
you
might
hate
be,
those Roman
that-
ninjas?
that might be a little bit non-historical.
Maybe. By the way, this is an elimination match. The stakes are high. As high as that guard, as a matter of fact. Just whoop.
Dana not going back for a coin is interesting, because at this point, I would
he's
assume
going
I need
back.
every coin that you can see.
Oh, he wants to get down there.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how you get through there.
Don't get poked. Oh, ah!
How do you make that?
Damage boost in the other direction. I mean, that's how I would try it. You know what? Forget one coin. Let's move on. Honestly, he probably does need all the coins, but it's better to see what's coming up. Oh, never mind. There's a guy
secret
literally
passage?
blocking the path right there.
Oh, Phi Zoo does not know.
He's missing coins now.
He is.
He missed those 3 coins this time.
Jump! Leap of faith, Phi Zoo! You can do it! Lie! Good leap of faith. Good leap of faith. Good leap of faith. Okay.
All right,
Perfect.
all right.
He's gonna get so angry right here, though.
Yeah, he is.
I'm excited.
You seem to delight in Phi Zoo's anger.
Well,
So here's the thing. I do a lot of testing of Phi Zoo's games. Right, and it becomes a one-upmanship of who can provide the worst crap. So yeah, I do kind of, relish in Phi Zoo's misfortune.
it's pretty enjoyable. Honestly, I'd still say that Phi Zoo is not completely out of this match.
We have a little bit under 4 minutes to go. If he can make it through on this try, Dana is a little bit walled here trying to find the last couple
Yes.
coins. It is possible. It'd be a hard call, but it's possible.
It would be
Yes.
surprising, yes.
Because he'd have to find, I guess, one more coin than Dana. Would that count as more progress?
Probably. I mean,
we would leave it to. I mean, considering that the
This would
guard
be-
is the wall, I
Yeah.
think that he wouldn't have to make it to the guard and have more coins. But again, it's a question to our ref, and we might not necessarily. We might not necessarily even need to know 100% for sure.
Yeah, if it got that close, it would probably be a leave it to Kate situation. I don't know how you're supposed to make it past the spear.
Clearly, if it happened, right, what you would just need to do is go for another hour, right?
No, incorrect.
Yeah, you want to listen to this music for another hour? Sounds like a great time.
Phi Zoo
Sure.
does have enough coins here if he makes it through here. And he still has 2.5 minutes. Dana is pretty walled here. He will... Phi Zoo, if he makes this jump, will make it to the next stage, and he'll have a chance to equalize.
Just work, jump key. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. And there we go. Phi Zoo will be
2
moving
minutes.
on. There's not much time.
This is coming down to a lot closer than it should have.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Alright, here's the thing. If Phi Zoo can figure out how to get past that speed, that'll probably be the decision maker.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. Yeah. I believe
Minute and a
Dana
half.
has... How many coins has Dana gotten?
7.
7. So if Phi Zoo can get 8 coins, that will likely be a lead change.
Yeah, we'll have to leave that to Kate, though. Oh, he has
Well-
just enough time to maybe figure this out.
I
I think
mean,
it will
you
depend
got-
on if Phi Zoo gets it on the first try. Oh, no,
Oh,
the spears!
with all the spears.
He's rushing a little too much.
I can understand the pressure to try to get there.
Oh, okay. Data has gotten 8.
Dana
he
has
gotten
gotten 8.
Okay.
Okay.
He has to make it through past the spear, I think.
There's only 25 seconds left. Oh my gosh. Phi Zoo, are you going for it? Are you gonna? He is.
I think you have to.
He got
He
the
blew
spear!
up the spear. He blew up the spear, but
Dana
there's
tried
not
that and it
enough
didn't
time.
work.
8 coins.
that
8
8?
coins for Phi Zoo. 9 coins.
9! Oh
Nine!
my god! Okay, so this is gonna be a judgment call from our ref. That's time. We have to leave this to Phi Zoo because Dana progressed further through the level, but Phi Zoo got 1 more coin.
It's true.
So we're gonna have to wait for confirmation from Kate. We actually don't know who won.
This is amazing.
Holy cow.
Alright, I'm giving them runner rolls. So they
Okay.
can come in and talk.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's go. Let's find out. Phi Zoo is absolutely shocked. Okay, yeah, come to the green room. Hello, Dana.
I can't wait to hear how to get
Oh
past
my
that.
god.
Did he damage boost through the spear?
It was actually the last second.
He blew it up with the bomb.
I tried that.
Well, he did it.
He had it like directly on it, and yours was very slightly off.
Oh my lord, hit detection. Okay.
Oh my gosh, this was
So he got the
amazing.
one coin in there, and then as well.
Phi Zoo, you're here.
I'm trying not to swear.
That much of a fan.
Phi
huh?
Zoo, you won because of hit detection, because I dropped a bomb on that spear and it didn't work.
Oh, that's awful.
Because
Yeah,
I tried
I-
that like 20 minutes before, I swear.
I wasn't even trying to get it on the spear. I was trying to kill the guard so that I could just jump across, and then for some reason it worked. But the bomb hit detection, the collision detection for the entire thing is so finicky. And the
Yep.
fact that it kept dropping button inputs killed me so much.
Oh my gosh. It was still amazing. Dana, you were in the lead almost the entire match. And it was just at the end, like we saw Phi Zoo continuously starting to catch up a little bit, and then you were both on the arena level. Dana, you finished that about like 5 minutes before Phi Zoo. And then Phi Zoo caught up, and we're like, he's got one shot, and then bam, just managed to do it in one attempt, get 9 coins.
I wasn't expecting to finish the arena level. I was expecting to basically lose there, just finish on the arena level, and then I was just going to ask in chat, do I actually need to collect all these coins, or have I been wasting my time? And then it turned out that you need every single one of those coins.
That's when I was yelling about coins, was in the arena.
Yeah. I figured as much when I got there.
That was a ridiculously close race. Because even before that, Dana was pretty far ahead at one point, and then you just blasted through like 3 stages in a row, and you guys were neck and neck on the arena for like 10 minutes.
I was having so much difficulty with the controls on the first level. After the first level, the controls were still awful, but the levels themselves easier. They didn't rely on absolute precision so much and dropping bombs at precise times. Up until the arena level, which is when things got difficult again.
Yeah, I loved there's a couple points where it's like, yeah, there's nothing actually blocking you from jumping over this, but we're going to block you anyway.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Phi Zoo, I want to give you a huge congrats. Dana, you are out of the tournament, but don't you fret, because you can probably choose some games in the future.
I mean, I could. It's possible.
Phi Zoo, you do
but
have
I'm free.
I don't know how much I like this idea.
You are going to be going up against ProtonJon, by the way, Phi Zoo, and that is going to be a little bit of a difficult match, but you're in the final 4.
Well, I'm proud of that, at least. I would have been proud even losing here, honestly. Because I know Dana's done really, really well throughout this. And, that was top 6, top 8? I'm not sure.
Top 6 for this match, and you just made it to top 4 with that win.
So yeah,
yes.
I would have been perfectly proud of top 6, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Dana,
I didn't expect it to make it to top 8, so...
Yeah, I was fully expecting to basically just lose my first 2 matches and be gone from there, but things have apparently continued somehow.
I love it, Phi Zoo. Well, it looks like everybody is getting hungry around here. Is there anything else you want to say before we move on, Dana and Phi Zoo?
Well, I said all my stuff in the score screen. Specifically hate Scunny, but that was the most important one to get at.
It's very important.
Your score screen was great. I loved your running commentary, by the way.
I was getting so annoyed after the control issues that I just gave up on typing things in the score screen and just sighed, continued.
I was a big fan of the top score swear words, though.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. It just said swear words, that's all. It's fine. So
yeah, I figured I couldn't actually type swear words, or Railcoon and Muffins would have said things.
Yeah.
Muffins does scare me a little bit.
That's fair enough. So everybody, I want to say, come back in 2 weeks. We will be having more Kusogrande Invitational there. It is getting to the end of the Invitational. It's getting exciting. I think we're going to have 1 or 2 more days of this. My own channel, twitch.tv/ProtonJon, since Railcoon is making me actually say it. My own channel has the full tournament going on. If you want to go follow there, come on by. We'll have matches tomorrow night, so that 170-person tournament is being a blast.
It is great.
Other than that, thank you, everybody. I'll let Railcoon say the final final words of the day.
All right. I want to say thank you to everyone who played and GM today. So that's Dana, Mike Uyama, ProtonJon, Smite, Dana again, and Phi Zoo. And our commentators were Brosentia, Phi Zoo, Tristan, and Corndan. Thank you everybody who participated and put on what a wonderful show today. Our top 4 currently are Andy and NPC in the winners side. In winners finals, we've got Phi Zoo and ProtonJon in losers semis. So we got 4 people left. And just as a reminder, this Saturday we have a Lost Levels showcase at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tree Fort this Sunday at 3 p.m. is going to be featuring Cadence of Hyrule. It's going to be a lot of fun. Frame Fatale game list comes out on July 18th. And we are going to have a randomizer week in September, the 15th through the 20th. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, as a reminder, before we head out, HOTFIX is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions. So please consider subscribing to support future broadcasts. We do have a host lined up for you guys. Claire is running some Majora's Mask, so we're going to send you over on that way. Tune in Saturday for Lost Levels. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.